All right, good afternoon. I am coming to you live. I'm Frankie Castile, and we are live on today's talk, KWOC, and we are also live on YouTube as well. First things first, if you don't mind, make sure that you can hear me okay. Got a brand new mic, and I just want to make the audio is coming in loud and clear. I know on my end there's going to be a little bit of a delay, so I'm gonna be monitoring the, chat. We'll go over everything you're seeing on radar coming up in just a moment. The Storm Prediction Center is about to issue a tornado watch for the remainder of the area. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. Very good. Just wanted to make sure that you can hear everything. Thank you, Chance. Do me a favor, tag folks in the video, hit that share button. We want to reach as many folks as we can. We're not going to waste a lot of time. What I am going to do real quickly is even though it's gonna say 3 minutes, I'm not gonna make you wait that long as we've got severe storms that coming into the area, still west of the West Plains area. But, tag folks, hit that share button. Right now, we are already up to about, 250 that are watching right now on Facebook, and we are just getting started on YouTube. So let me know where you're watching from. Hit that share button. Our coverage, once again, brought to you by PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. Let's come back in about 60 seconds. I'm going to get some water. We'll come back, and I'll be with you the rest of the afternoon into the evening hours. Back in 1 minute. All right, so we are back, and I was just communicating with the Popper Bluff Severe Weather Response Team. We're going to be doing that the remainder of the afternoon into the evening hours. Once again, I'm Frankie Castile, and feel free to ask any questions. We'll go over all this coming up. We've got a tornado warning out to our west. The Storm Prediction Center is currently monitoring our area, as you can see right here on screen. It is a 95% chance that we're gonna see a tornado watch, as you can see right there on your screen. So we will watch this very carefully. The wording is we are talking about supercells would have the chance for hail threat, including potential for large at 2 inches or larger when it comes to the hail threat. Also, the strong wind threats are going to be around between 60 and 70 with wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour. So that is what we are seeing right here. Let me take off this mesoscale discussion and let's get right into the warnings. that we are seeing. You're gonna hear that go off a lot here, and that's my walkie going off. I am monitoring the Poplar Bluff Severe Weather Response Team. I wanna make sure that when these storms, come into our area, we have, a way to communicate with each other, and that's what we're gonna be doing. So if you hear a scanner going off, I apologize. We're just what they're doing right now is they are testing out all the audio to make sure they can communicate. They are monitoring us right now on Facebook and on YouTube. So right now, no tornado watch for our area. However, it is coming. Let me go right into the storm that is north of West Plains, and let's read this one. This is in Howell County in south central Missouri, and this one is for northeastern Douglas, northern Howell, and southeastern Texas County at 341. Severe storms are capable of producing tornadoes, and extensive straight-lined wind was also located near Kabul, 7 miles northwest of Willow Springs, moving east at about 45 miles an hour. So we are watching that storm very carefully, and let's see here. So I'll turn that audio down because I don't want that to interfere the rest of our evening. So let me turn that down somewhat, just so that way I can hear it go off. That way you don't be distracted, obviously. Uh, Okay, so that's what we have right now, the tornado warning that is currently out near the West Plains area. Nothing, as you can see on radar, nothing in our general area. However, we've got a lot of people that are watching in Reynolds County, Carter County, Ripley County, also out in south central Missouri as well. So we wanna make sure that, we are watching these storms in those areas too. This is a massive line of storms that are coming in. You can see that here on I've got the Springfield radar pulled up, and that's what we are seeing right here. Let me see if to the high resolution velocity here. Let's go there. So right now, not seeing a lot of rotation, a little bit of rotation just south of the Houston area. Gonna be northwest of Mountain View is where the, rotation is currently. However, it's, getting farther away from Springfield, so we're kinda ending up in that, middle zone where you've got the Springfield radar, and I always go to the Memphis radar. That is what I look at for a lot of the, weather here in this area. I also use Paducah too, but Memphis really gets a good handle, I think, anyway, and you can look down toward Mountain Home in north central Arkansas, and pretty severe storms in that area as well. So we're gonna watch these storms as they move in, and I know I've missed a lot of comments already, so I'm gonna try to go back through some of these, and they're coming in fast, and they're coming in furious, so I will try to go back and look at some of these as we are watching the radar right now. I'm not jumping off anytime soon. I was gonna go on at 3:30, sorry about that. I was actually finishing up laundry for my wife. She's working right now, and I wanted to make sure that she's off tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure that she didn't have to do anything housework-wise. So I was trying to get all that done. I didn't time it out quite right, so I apologize. I was a little bit late than, 3:30, so we are on now. Let's see here. Alright, so we've got folks listening from, Carter County. I'm going through the comments right now. Doniphan, make sure and, tag folks, tag as many as you can. We wanna make sure that we reach as many folks as we can as these storms come in. Garrett was asking about, I do think we're gonna have tornado watches for sure. Um, I do think we're gonna have, tornado watches very shortly for all of our area. There are tornado watches to the west. I think there's gonna be a lot more coming in, this afternoon, obviously, with these storms coming in. Morgan, thank you so much for tuning in. Absolutely. Thank you for the hard work at the Chamber of Commerce. Let's see, Michaela Campbell, you're good for right now, but these storms are gonna be packing a punch. as they move in from South Central Missouri. We've seen some rain this afternoon. Uh, Christy, Doniphan, yeah, Christy, you're gonna be in the line of it coming up right now. Tornado warning is in Howell County, nothing for our area, but that's gonna change here very, very soon. Sikeston as well. This system is really gonna be, really dominating the entire area, so everybody is gonna be in line for, strong winds, possibly some hail, and then, of course, the, other hazard would be tornadoes in the area. Some of those tornadoes, by the way, could be a little bit on the stronger side. We were watching we were doing this, and here are our threats coming up here for this afternoon. Now, right now, we don't have a watch in effect. However, that's gonna change. High wind gusts, we're talking 60 to 70 miles per hour straight line winds. Talking possibly up to 75 miles an hour or greater in some storms. Tornado threat could be anywhere from an EF1 to an EF2 in intensity. Large hail, quarter size hail. We are live, gonna be with you through the duration of this event. We'll be live on Facebook. We're live also on YouTube by going to youtube.com/River Radio PB, and you'll be able to watch our coverage live on YouTube as well. I'll try to go back and forth and check the, um, comments on YouTube as well, but we're definitely gonna be live. I can see the comments coming in here on Facebook. I'm going through the comments now, um, and I know that I'm missing a lot of comments here, so I do apologize. I'm by myself here, so I know my son's in his room watching radars for me as well, making sure that I don't miss anything. Just make sure and tag as many folks as you can, and, when these storms come in, it's not gonna be a long duration. Come in and they're gonna move out. And another reason why we decided to jump on live is I like to monitor, like, the Springfield area because they will let us know what's coming our way, meaning if there's power outages, if there's any kind of damage with these storms, we can at least see what they are reporting, and then that'll give us a good idea of kinda what we're looking at. Speaking of which, I'm monitoring the, Springfield office right now, and Willow Springs in Howell County, where that tornado warning is, there is some rotation at Highway Double D and Highway 76. So we're gonna watch that for you as these storms move in to our area. Nothing reported on the ground, rotation reported on circulation that is headed toward Willow Springs, reported by a trained storm spotter. So that is that storm that we are watching right now just north of West Plains. Still monitoring the, severe weather response team. They are monitoring us right now, and they're watching the radars carefully as well. Okay, so just going through the comments right now. Am I breaking up? I don't think so. If I am on the audio, let me know, but I shouldn't be. I should be pretty strong and solid. Uh, I'm going through the comments, so I'm a little bit behind on the comments here. Continue across the map. Sure. Here, let me back out here. Let me just pan out a little bit here and kinda show you how extensive this line is. Okay, so so they're saying I'm breaking up a little bit, so that's okay. I'll try to make an adjustment here if the whole line is moving about 45 miles an hour. Audio is cutting out. Okay, so if it's cutting out, then what I will do is I'm gonna source on my audio, so stay with me. Hang on. The audio is gonna go silent for just a minute, and let me change out the source on my audio. Stand by. Okay, so I changed the source on my computer, so hopefully that fixes the audio. I'm gonna go back to it. Let me know if you can hear me coming in now. I changed the source on the audio, so let me know if you can hear anything. Tornado watch just came over for Butler County, so let me pull that up here on the screen. Better. All right, thank you very much. All right, so now I can get back to work here. Sorry about that, folks, on the audio. I don't know what happened, but we've got backups, so that's all that matters. I'm not going to touch anything, and let's get right back into our coverage here. So, looks like a new tornado watch. I'm going to go back over and I'm going to put on the tornado watches. There it is. So, yep, tornado watches have just been issued now for the remainder of our area. As you can see, all of Southeast Missouri is now under a tornado watch. The tornado watch is now in effect. Let's see here. It is going to be in effect until 11 p.m. These will obviously not stay until 11. Widespread damaging winds, isolated significant winds up to 80 miles an hour are likely. Several tornadoes are likely. A couple of intense tornadoes are also possible, and that's what our threat overview is. Let's see here. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail to 2 inches in diameter is all possible with this new tornado watch that has just been issued for our entire listening area. It covers all of our counties in southeast Missouri. It covers all of our counties in northeast Arkansas as well. I want to go ahead and turn off the watches just because I want to check on the storms. There's a new tornado warning now that is going to be going. It is on the northwest side of Eminence. That is where a new tornado warning has been issued. Let me go to that one. Let me read this one. Looks like at 3:57, severe storms were capable of producing a tornado and extensive straight-lined wind damage. It was moving east, I'm sorry, at 45 miles an hour. So right now, this is all on radar. Let me look at the velocities here to see if we have any rotation in these storms. And remember, we're getting closer now to in between the St. Louis radar and the Springfield radar, but it looks like rotation. I believe the severe weather response team is now paging out that tornado watch. I'm going to listen to that. So here is where the rotation is. That sound, that's the severe weather response team, possibly. Yeah. So that's a tornado watch they were going to page out. So this is where the rotation is in that storm to the northwest of Eminence. A couple of places that we're watching very carefully on radar. Let me go back to the resolution model. Also, We are also watching some, pretty significant hail, it looks like, as well. Let me see if I can see where the hail so here is where the, let me put that back in motion and make sure that I've got the latest scan on that storm. So just to the west of Yukon, I believe that's Yukon, to the, southeast of Houston, you can see here where this, yellow is. That's where the giant hail is going to be. There's that hail core that we're talking about with this storm as it continues to push off to the east at about 45 miles an hour. So, that's where the one tornado warning is, also another tornado warning that's around Mountain View. It is just to the or I'm sorry, west of Mountain View. That is where these storms are currently. I know right now we have a huge audience. I know we have a huge audience right now on Facebook, also on YouTube. No immediate dangers right now for our counties in Carter, Ripley, Butler, Wayne, Stoddard, New Madrid, the Bootheel, also Northeast Arkansas, but that's gonna be changing very, very soon. We were thinking this, line slowed down just a little bit. We were thinking by now we were gonna be having, storms already knocking on the doorstep in Ripley County, but we're about an hour behind that time frame. We are watching a very significant storm that is already past Mountain Home, Arkansas. This one has let me read this tag. This is out of north central Arkansas for Izard County, also Marion, Baxter, Fulton, Sharp counties, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Also, we're looking at, quarter-size hail with this storm as it continues to, move off to the east as well. So a lot of storms starting to make their way in to our area. And once again, I'll go back to our overview of all of our storm threats. The high winds, we're talking 60 to 70 miles per hour, and actually change that to possibly 80 miles an hour. As a matter of fact, that's probably what we're gonna do. I'm doing this all by myself, so bear with me as I'll change that, to 80 miles per hour because that could possibly be what it is. 60 to 70 miles per hour winds around 80, and the stronger storms, also the tornado threats between EF1, EF2. We've got the large hail, possibly quarter size or larger. And of course, the time now is to prepare, and you're doing that by watching me live. We've got over 1,100 right now on Facebook that are watching live. Also, a big crowd on YouTube as well. So just make sure and hit that share button. Keep tagging folks, and we want to make sure that we reach as many folks as we can as we have severe storms that are coming into the area. So as we continue to watch these storms coming in from the west, let me check real quickly. I'm going to check the Paducah site. I'm also going to check, let's see here. Let me check Springfield here real quickly. I'm on the chat with, I'm on the chat right now with the Springfield office. And let's see here. About to issue a tornado warning for southern storm, northeast of Willow Springs. So it looks like they're gonna be issuing another tornado warning as well. That's gonna be in south central Missouri. So we're watching that very carefully. And I know that I've missed a lot of comments already. I do apologize. Sherry, you can go to youtube.com/River Radio PB. We are live on YouTube as well. That is youtube.com/River Radio PB, and you'll be able to watch our stream as well on YouTube or Facebook. I just took away the overview threat. Want to make sure that you can see the radar as these storms continue to make their way in. Nothing New tornado warning, it looks like it has just been issued for Shannon County, and that one we're gonna watch these storms coming into it's gonna be knocking on the doorstep of Centerville, Ellington, Bunker, and those areas. A new tornado warning now has just been issued, and this one, as of 4:05, this is west central Shannon County, southeastern Texas County until 4:30. As of right now, these storms are moving northeast at 60 miles an hour, and right now it is radar indicated rotation. We're talking about the Ozark National Scenic Riverway, Summersville, also Pinecrest and Clear Springs are currently in the path of this storm. There's a brand new tornado warning now for Shannon County, and it will be moving into the direction of Reynolds County over the next 30 to 45 minutes. So be prepared for that storm. Let me back out just a little bit here as we are watching other storms going through Mountain Home, Arkansas. It is riding the Arkansas-Missouri border, and those storms we're gonna be watching very carefully as it comes into Orton County, eventually Ripley County, Butler County as well. Jess, right now, I don't it all depends on how strong these storms come in as the whole line is moving to the east, individual storms are maybe moving to the northeast a little bit. But right now, we have no warnings in our direct area, but we do have a brand new tornado watch that is in effect for all of our area. Also, Deputy Robinson is watching us right now from Wayne County, so we'll get him as well. So anything that happens in Wayne County, I've got Sheriff Talbert. He is watching as well from Ripley County as well. Jess, Alton area. So, yeah, that storm that is impacting the West Plains area right now, that's a severe thunderstorm warning that will be going into the Alton area over the next hour, and then moving on to Ripley County as well. So, that is the story right now, and we're gonna stay with you. We're not gonna go anywhere. We wanted to jump on early as these storms come in, and I'm checking a lot of different areas. And right now, I don't wanna get ahead of myself, but one thing that I have noticed is we've seen some wind damage right now in Southwest Missouri, but to be fair, we've seen some strong wind damage also in Southeast Missouri, just because of non-thunderstorm winds. So, um, we're gonna watch that very carefully. So I'm watching all of our different chat sites. Let's see here. Somebody was asking about the, Mountain Home. So let's go into the Mountain Home storm a little bit. This storm, let me check it here. It's moving moving 60 mile per hour winds, and it is moving at about 55 miles an hour. It is moving due east. So what we'll do is let's track this storm out just a little bit. So let's see here. Let me go to 55 miles an hour and let me put a let me put a track on this storm. Let me get the latest scan, and here it is. So let's just get the new scan here, and let's go out. And let's figure out where these cities are going to be. I think I did that. Salem is gonna be in a rural part of the county. Salem, it'll be hitting that area at about 4:22, so in about 12 minutes, that storm will be in Salem. And let me track the other storms that are just north of there as well. Obviously, these storms are gonna be moving in. The, biggest threat right now are those tornado warnings that are just north of our listening area, Shannon County, about to get into Reynolds County here over the next half hour or so. Let me look at this storm that is bearing down just south of West Plains, and let me see, this one does have a tornado tag at the end of it. So, at 4:08, this storm was, warned on, and this one is for northeastern Douglas, Howell, and southeastern Texas County. This one is moving due east at 45 miles an hour. So let's track this storm and let's see exactly where this storm is headed, and more importantly, how long it'll take to get to your neck of the woods. So let me change the direction of it. 45 miles an hour is where it's going, or how fast it's moving, I should say. And as soon as we get the latest radar sweep, there it is. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna draw it out from West Plains, and let's we don't wanna do that. Let me redo that one. I need Okay, so let's try that again. Let me draw this thing out from West Plains, and I'm gonna go all the way out toward Doniphan as well, and this will kinda give you an idea of when this storm, if it holds together, it'll be in the West Plains area at about 4:24, and it'll be in Doniphan if it holds together. The strongest part of the storm will be between West Plains and Doniphan, 5:31 when it's gonna be in Doniphan, as you can see there. So, that is where the storms are going, and let me get rid of this, and let's go ahead and put this back into motion here. Let me let me zoom out. Another tornado warning has just been issued as well. Okay, so let me hang on, Nico, let me see here. Alright, I hope that fixed it. I don't know why I'm having the audio issues. I do apologize for that. I'm not exactly sure why, having audio. So hopefully that fixes it. Hopefully it does. I don't know, not sure why it's not. I'll keep working on it before the storms get here. So a new tornado warning, radar indicated tornado. This one is knocking on the doorstep of Reynolds County. This one's moving east at 40 miles an hour. Radar indicated right now. So nothing has been confirmed. Nothing still has been confirmed at this time. I'm not sure why the audio is going in and out, so stand by, I'll make one more adjustment. Stay with me. Alright, so alright, so I made one small adjustment. Hopefully that, has fixed it. I don't know, I'll wait to hear from you guys that are watching us right now on social media. Let me know if you can hear everything coming in loud and clear, that would be awesome. I'm not sure why we're having these issues with, the audio, so I do apologize for that. Do me a favor, thank you, Cindy, I appreciate that. Go ahead and, tag folks, hit that share button for us. Would love to get I'm not even sure where I'm at right now, but, alright, good deal. So, I'm not sure what happened, technology at its best. But, hit that share button. I would love to get over 400 shares here today, especially with the amount of instability coming in. We wanna reach as many people as we can. So let me go back to the radars here. Right now, if you know somebody who lives in Reynolds County, Bunker area, Centerville, Ellington, I would call them, make sure they know that they've got some very dangerous storms heading their direction. Also, starting to get more concerned with the storms that are just south of West Plains. You can see, you're seeing a bow echo that is starting to, that is starting to um, take shape. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So, we're going to watch these storms. I'm going to be in constant contact with the weather service. I'm watching what they are saying just so we can report back to you guys as soon as I hear something. So, let me see here what let me see if there's any updates. I'm going to check our our other site here with the weather service to see if there are any updates on the storms, south of West Plains, because those are gonna be impacting our immediate area very, very shortly, and it looks like that one is starting to get a little bit stronger. So let's see here. Let's see what they are saying with those storms. Let me see here. This one. Okay, so as on point, the next area this is coming from, let's see, Shelby Melto. She is a meteorologist out of the Weather Service in Springfield, and that is the, storm that we are watching very carefully. I'm gonna zoom into this one for just a second, so bear with me. This one is just south of West Plains. It's riding that Missouri-Arkansas state line. Currently, imminent tornado threat, but the severe weather warning continues with a tornado possible mag. They are watching that storm very closely as they are seeing just a not a lot of rotation, but we're talking about some, high winds, that's gonna be around the Moody area, and that is right there on the Arkansas-Missouri state line. So let's switch to the high resolution velocity here, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Let it get a new scan in, and in we're in no man's land right now, between the 2 radar sites. So, that being said, no rotation showing up. We're seeing some of those strong gusty winds. That is what we are starting to see with that storm. Also, we're also getting some, hail reports as well that is on the Arkansas and Missouri state line, and once again, this storm, it is I wanna track this one. So they have updated it to, it looks like half-dollar size hail, also winds about 60 miles an hour, still moving east at about 45. So let's track this storm out a little bit, and let me change it to 45 miles an hour, and as soon as we get the latest scan, there it is. Go ahead and let's track this storm. I wanna go all the way down to Salem, and then we're gonna go due east, and we're gonna put it all the way just south of Poplar Bluff, and let's see. So this storm itself, I'm all the way at West Plains, just south. It's gonna be in Salem coming up at about 4:26, Pocahontas, Arkansas at around 5:26. It'll be in Doniphan at 5:35, and the northern part of this storm, which is right there at the West Plains area, it'll be in Poplar Bluff at about 6:09. So I think 6 to 7 o'clock, as you can see for Butler County, 5 to 6 for about, Ripley County, also Carter County. Kinda gives you an idea of how long it's gonna be before these storms start to make their way into our area. We'll get rid of that, and boy, this tool is very important to put times with the cities. Kinda gives you an idea of what to plan for. Right now, the tornado warnings are on the northern part of this line, which is up around the Shannon County area, getting into Reynolds County. We'll watch that very carefully as well. So, we're looking at, these storms. I'm not sure who posted that. Thank you so much. I know that, some people are trying to help me with the comments. Brosley area about 5:15. Thank you so much, whoever that was who posted that. I do appreciate it. So that's what we're looking at right now. Looking at some other chat here from the Weather Service. Remember, we do have a tornado watch for all the area now until 11 PM. And as soon as this weather gets out of here, it's gonna turn awfully cold later on tonight into tomorrow. Could even see some light snow, on the backside of all this later on. So right now, we're still watching the, Springfield radar, and the reason why is this storm just south of West Plains, it does have a, bowing echo. It's starting to show, which means all that means is we're gonna see if that pulls together, we're gonna see those winds really get stronger as it moves into our area. not necessarily maybe tornadoes, but still straight line winds. We're talking over 60 miles an hour, maybe greater, and that can definitely do some damage. Let's see here. Still looking at the Weather Service office right now in Springfield for this storm, and right now there has been a report of, it looks like, possibly some marble-size hail, with this storm just south of West Plains, so and we're showing that right now on radar. You can see that magenta color. We know there's some strong winds. We know there's some hail as well, and once it gets into, kinda surprised we've not seen a extension of this warning in Oregon County yet, which is west of Ripley County. We haven't seen any, updates to the warning. We'll see if that, continues to hold. I don't think it will, though I do think we're gonna get more warnings with these storms. I really believe that. I do not think that it's going to, stay like that. Let's see here. Not getting any updates on the tornado warnings either. It's right now, it's over rural parts of the area, but if you know somebody who lives in Centerville, that's in Reynolds County, also down toward Ellington, anywhere in between, make sure that, they know these storms are coming their direction. And I know that a lot of people, let me back out here. This is gonna be tough to do, but I'm gonna try it. Now remember, this is, it's not gonna be an exact science, so it's gonna give you an idea, of when these storms are going to be making their way in. So that being said, let me do this. Let me get the latest scan here, and let me draw this out. Let me draw this out. We're gonna go all the way down here, and we're gonna go straight east, and we're going to give you an idea. If these storms go together at 540 or at 45 miles an hour, and you're showing Upper Bluff, I'm not sure why. Let me trash that. Let me do that again. I don't think it's gonna let me, uh, do the whole line like that. I'm gonna have to do each individual cell. It gives you an idea. It kinda gives you, an idea of what we're talking about here, with these storms. Let's see here. Looking at so we were talking about Moody a second ago, in Oregon, I'm sorry, Shannon County, and a pea-size hail, in the Bootheel right now. That storm is actually moving out of West Plains. So here we go. New downstream severe thunderstorm warning coming soon with a tornado possible tag. This one is going to be for Oregon County and Southern, there it is, popping up on screen as we were talking. So that's why we're monitoring Springfield, because these counties are monitored by Springfield. So this one is amp-size hail, tornado tag with it, and we're talking about Southern Shannon, Howell, and Oregon counties at 423. Severe storms were located at 10 miles southeast of West Plains, moving northeast now at 75 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and quarter-size hail in these storms. Here are the locations. We're talking West Plains, also Ozark National Scenic Riverways, Thayer, Winona, Alton, Birch Tree, also Koshkonong, Peace Valley, Myrtle, and Pottersville, all in the location of these storms. Right now, it's the wind threat is what we are talking about right now. So remember that even though there's, no tornado warnings with these storms right now, we are still talking about the potential of seeing some, heavy winds coming into the area. So as we continue to watch these storms coming in, From the west, we have the new severe thunderstorm warnings now that are just to our west. And the good news is, as of right now, it appears that the tornado warnings that were up around the Centerville area, Reynolds County, it appears the Weather Service now is just went ahead and done these severe thunderstorm warnings. So they did not continue the tornado warnings for those areas. We're going to watch that very carefully. Everybody in Southeast Missouri, I'm afraid, is gonna be impacted by these storms coming in this afternoon, this evening. Just because we're gonna be impacted by storms doesn't mean that everybody's gonna see a warning out of it. Um, I'm looking at some of the comments here. There's so many of them coming in, so bear with me. We're really gonna start to focus in on Southeast Missouri very shortly, and I'm telling you, this storm right here, moving to the east of West Plains now is really getting on the Oregon-Howe County line. It's got that bow echo. It's showing that bow echo, and what that means is strong damaging winds will go up. We're gonna watch that very carefully, and it did say I believe it said 75 miles an hour. Let me check that again. I wanna put a new track on that storm. I wanna make sure. So, no, it's moving northeast at 60. So they backed it off. It did say 75 earlier, now it's showing 60. So it did gain some speed. It was at 45, and now they're saying at 60 miles an hour. So let me so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to track the very most southern part of this area, and let's track it from right here. I wanna go all the way down. Let's go due east, and let's 60. Oh, hang on one second. I gotta change something real quick. I didn't change it to 60 miles an hour. I need to change that. Let me do this real quick. Alright, so now let me redo this. Let me go straight out, and we're gonna go 60 miles an hour due east, and let's see here. It is going to be in the Poplar Bluff area at about 5:52. So 5:52 is when it's gonna reach Poplar Bluff. I'm not sure why it's not putting any more cities in there, so I'm not sure. Let's go. Hmm. Alright, now let's try this one more time. I may have been zoomed out too much. That may have been why. There we go. So here are the new times here. Pocahontas, Arkansas at 5:12. Doniphan about 5:17 if it holds together, going 60 miles an hour. And Poplar Bluff at 5:43 is when this storm will be on your doorstep. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we are seeing. I'm gonna look at some other stuff here from the chat room out of Springfield. So, let's see here. Nothing nothing right now from the Weather Service office out of Paducah. Paducah is mentioning the storms out west too. So let's see here. So nothing new on those storms that are just east of West Plains, although Paducah has now issued a little bit, an intensifying line of storms. This was just issued at 4:27. An intensifying line of storms in central Missouri will sweep through the Quad State late this afternoon and evening. Damaging wind gusts will be the primary severe threat, although tornadoes are also still possible. And that is for all these lines of storms. And it's looking like, from what we said a moment ago, it'll be in the Ripley County, Carter County area about 5:15. Looks like, over toward Doniphan around 5:45, and then getting closer to 6 PM. like we talked about in the Poplar Bluff area. So, we're watching this very carefully. The tornado warnings have pretty much all been dropped for right now. Now there is that big storm that is up by Centerville, and we're gonna go ahead and zoom into that one for a second. We do have some folks watching up there. This one is 1-inch size hail. Tornado tag is possible with this storm. It is moving off to the northeast. This one goes into effect until 5:30, and this one is moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. Locations are Viburnum, also Reynolds, Centerville, Lesterville, and those Arcadia Valley, I'm sorry, Arcadia, Ironton, Pilot Knob, Ironton, and Old Mines are gonna be in the path of this storm. So they have discontinued the tornado warning. It's now just a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's what we have there. Also, we are looking at the storms still to the south of West Plains, or I should say east of West Plains. It is riding the Missouri and Arkansas state line. Those are the storms that we are concerned about right now. There's a broken line of storms. I'm gonna have to switch over to the Memphis radar here. I may do that now. Let me switch over, and it's not gonna look very much it's not gonna look well right now because we're still in between the Springfield and the Memphis radar. So it's not gonna look as impressive as the other storms do. That's because where we live, we've got so many radar sites, and none of them really reach our area very well. Hopefully, in the future, that will change, but right now, this is what we have to go with. So I'm gonna go back over to, Springfield because it at least shows you that these storms are a lot stronger, and until they get to just west of Ripley County, it's not gonna show very well on the Memphis radar site. So gusty winds right now are gonna be the, main threats with these storms. Let me look at the high velocity here, high resolution velocity. I'm gonna let the latest scan go through, and let's see here. Just because we're looking at the, Springfield radar, there's not much there, not showing rotation. It's kinda murky right now, but I am following the chat, and they are saying the exact same thing. They're not showing a lot of rotation right now with those storms other than you've got the strong winds. That's definitely gonna be an issue. I'm listening to, the severe weather response team right now, as you can hear that in the background. Okay, so they're just getting storm spotters in position as these storms move from the west to the east, and the line is moving east, looks like at about 60 miles an hour currently. These storms are not gonna be hanging around long. They are going to move in, and they're gonna move out fairly quickly. And I haven't seen a lot of as of right now, I haven't seen a lot of reports of any kind of, power outages, which is good. We wanna see that. We want to, see that continue. Let's see here. Nothing new from those storms. Let me go back to the spring. I was on Paducah, so, well, I say that wind damage is, about West Plains Racetrack, 6 miles south of West Plains. Also, in Texas County, they're getting some unconfirmed reports of, structural damage due to, high winds in Summersville. So those are the storms that we're gonna be watching as they start to come in. Right now, we don't have any tornado warnings in our area. They did discontinue tornado warnings on the northern side of these storms, or the northern side of the storm itself, in Reynolds County, Iron County, going up toward Farmington. Those are just severe thunderstorm warnings. Looking at some information coming in from Paducah, they will possibly once these storms get into central Oregon County, they will evaluate if we're gonna go ahead and extend these warnings on out. And I would assume that, they will extend these warnings a little bit farther to the east also. I can't imagine them it would have to fall apart tremendously before these would not be continued. Looking at talking with the, storm spotters here in Butler County as well. They've got their people gonna be deployed here shortly. The storm that was in southern okay, so so this is just coming in from the Springfield right now. They're upgrading the severe thunderstorm warning over Howell and Oregon and Shannon counties to considerably warning, and they are now gonna put a wind tag because of that bow echo we talked about earlier. They are now talking about, winds now of 70 miles an hour, and that was because I'll show you why. Because of this bow echo that you see right here. You see that comet shape right there? It's not a tornado, that is high winds right in there, and that's why the Weather Service has just upgraded that warning, and they included a tag, there it is right here, 70 miles per hour. Let's see here. At 4:37, the weather warning continues. I'm sorry, 4:36 rather, severe storms were located 10 miles west of Alton, 14 miles north of Thayer, moving now northeast at 50 miles an hour. We're talking an excess of 70 miles per hour possible, and this is from emergency management. So, we're gonna put a new timeline on these storms as they continue to move in. And let me go back here real quickly because I wanna make sure I get the speed correctly as fast as they're moving northeast at 50. So, let's do a new track on these storms to kinda give you an idea of where they are headed. So 55 miles an hour, we're gonna take it here, and we're gonna go northeast here, and let's put a new track on it. So the Doniphan area at about 517, Poplar Bluff, if it holds on this course at 541 in Poplar Bluff. So that's kinda the tags or I'm sorry, the time on this storm as it continues to move off to the northeast at 50 miles an hour. And right now, they are saying the winds are about 70 miles per hour. That's been reported by emergency management. Let me zoom in because now we're getting closer to our neck of the woods. So Alton right now is in the prime spot for some of this worst weather as it comes in. Highway 19, Highway 160. And we are following this storm along with the Weather Service out of Springfield. It is going to be impacting parts of our area. It is moving to the northeast at 50 miles an hour, and they are, concerned about this storm. It does have that bow echo shape a little bit. The storm is kind of bowing out as it moves moving east, northeast. And right now we're hearing the director of the severe weather response team. They are actually deploying all of their spotters right now to get them in line with these storms. And it's just as strong on the south side as well. So we're watching that storm in Oregon County, but also it's up in Clay County, Arkansas, to Bootheel. These storms are going to be moving in your direction as well. Let's see here. So they're gonna continue, watching this storm over Howell County, Oregon County. I'm gonna check Paducah here because now that we're getting closer now to Ripley County, we have to go back and forth. We'll go back and forth from, Ripley County to Oregon County, to kinda see what they're thinking. Because the plan is if I can monitor their chat, then hopefully we'll be able to get you the warning before it gets issued. So storm spotters, I'm getting this from the Weather Service out of Paducah. The storm spotters in Butler County are now deploying, which we're hearing that live. You might be able to hear some of that on your feed. But this storm in northeast Arkansas now, coming into northeast Arkansas, it has started to get stronger as well. This isn't a very it's a very thin line of storms. It's a very thin line, but it's packing a punch as it moves off to the east northeast. So we're just all eyes now are gonna be coming in to southeast Missouri. We started watching these storms as they fired up west of Springfield, and they have been racing across the state. That's what they have been doing, is racing across the state all afternoon, and we're about ready to get what I believe is gonna be first of many warnings in southeast Missouri as it continues to race off, and right now, nothing from the Weather Service. I'm waiting for the, looks like Craig Metter is typing right now with the Weather Service in Paducah, so he is the director of the Poplar Bluff Severe Weather Response Team. I'll let you know. So he has confirmed that the spotters have been deployed, which you've been hearing that actively on our microphone as I can hear what they're saying as soon as they say it. Let me see if there's been no updates here from that storm other than winds from EMA around 70 miles an hour. I'm hoping from what we're seeing on that storm, there's a new warning right there just been issued for Ripley County and Carter County as well. This one is for the same storm, 70-mile-per-hour winds, and we are talking yes, this Carter County, Ripley County until 5:45. At 4:41, just issued severe storms were located along a line extending from 10 miles south of Mountain View or 6 miles west of Alton, now near Ballard. It is moving east at 60 miles an hour. Wind speeds are 70 miles an hour. We're talking about penny-size hail. It is radar indicated locations in this storm are Doniphan, Van Buren, Naylor, also Elsinore, Hunter, Hardy, also Budapest, Gatewood, Oxley, Fairdealing, Fremont, Grandin, and Briar. So make sure if you're in these areas, make sure that you are seeking shelter. Paducah has gone ahead and issued this warning out ahead of this line of severe storms, and it is packing a punch. We're talking winds possibly up to 70 miles an hour with these storms. Also, Butler County EMA Director Robbie Myers has informed me that they have activated the Butler County Emergency Operations Center, and they're going to be open at the Poplar Bluff Police Department, and that is for the duration of these storms as they move in. So thank you, Robbie, for letting us know about that. So right now, the first of many warnings have been issued for Carter and Ripley County. We're going to watch these storms very carefully. I've been talking back and forth with the Sheriff Brad Talbert of of Ripley County and Sheriff Bradwell out of Carter County, and they're going to keep me informed on what's going on in those counties as these storms move in from the west. We have not seen or heard of a lot of power outages. Some damage, though, has been reported with these storms as they move in. So just be ready for that. We are anticipating some sporadic power outages as these storms move in, but hopefully we don't have to deal with the tornadoes with these storms. But high winds can do just as much damage. And earlier in the afternoon, these storms were about 60 miles an hour wind speeds. They have now increased to 70 miles an hour, and the entire area is under a tornado watch for the remainder of this afternoon into the evening. letting Sean know. Sean is gonna start posting these individual warnings on Facebook. Thank you so much, Sean. He's watching our feed too. We appreciate all of his hard work as well. And once these storms move out of here, then the severe weather threat ends. It's gonna get cold tonight into tomorrow. But right now, the main concern is the severe storms as they move in. I'm gonna switch radars. I'm gonna go ahead now and get into the, Springfield. There's a tornado warning that is, near Conway, Arkansas. So we're gonna go ahead and get it to the Memphis radar site. Still not gonna look as impressive, but it is starting to, come into better focus, as you can see. The main threats right now are going to be these, very dangerous winds. We're talking between 60 and 70 miles an hour is what we are showing right now. And let me do one little thing here real quickly as we are watching these storms very carefully moving in from the west. So as these continue to move in from the west, we are watching for the possibility of these dangerous winds in excess of about 70 miles an hour. It is very possible that we could be having those winds gusting to between 60 and 70, and that could definitely cause some damage in our area. So we're gonna watch it very carefully, and hopefully, we don't have to worry about, power outages and those things. We'll wait and see. Waiting to see here. Let's go right back into looking at the, weather service here in Paducah to kinda see if what they are talking about with this storm being in the area. Still nothing yet. They went ahead and warned on it on the cautionary side because this storm has produced a little bit of damage, some wind damage, and high winds in Oregon County as well as Howell County as well. Right now, no other warnings in our area except for Carter, Ripley County. We're watching the storm in Oregon County, and we're also watching the storms in Northeast Arkansas as well. The hail threat is about 3/4 of an inch. Penny-size hail is what, we are showing right now, but here are the locations. We haven't had an update on this storm since 4:41 from the Weather Service out of Paducah. However, keep in mind, they do have that tornado tag in that storm, and let's go right to our high resolution here on the velocity side to kinda see if we are seeing anything. No rotation right now, as you can it's getting back into better contact now with the radar site, so we're just seeing the winds as of right now. Nothing impressive rotation-wise, but we are seeing the, strong winds that are currently and I'll tell you what, if you look at the, storm that is currently right now hovering on the state line, that's where we're gonna see the, hail as well. Let me see about going into let's see where that hail actually is if it's showing up. It does show up a little bit here on it is right in here. This is where we've got the, hail, not major hail. We're not seeing a lot of hail in Oregon County also, but we're watching it very carefully, obviously, as it continues to move off to the east-northeast, and that's why the Weather Service in Paducah has went ahead and issued this warning for Ripley County. Nothing being talked about right now on the chat, on the, video, or I should say the chat room with the Weather Service in Paducah, making sure that we're not missing anything. So far, we are not. So hopefully I'm hoping these storms will weaken somewhat before they get into the rest of our area, but the way it's set up right now, it doesn't appear that's gonna happen much. So maybe just a few gusty winds, and we'll get through this with no major issues. 70 miles per hour wind fields can definitely do some damage. We've already gotten some wind damage in around the West Plains area, also in the Oregon County area as well. We've got multiple scanners here going at the same time, so you're gonna be hearing a lot of, talking here going on in just a moment. When these storms get closer to Ripley County, we're gonna be in contact with so as you can hear, the, Weather Service office is gonna be discontinuing the, tornado watches to the west of us, not for our area, though. Our area very much in line with these tornado watches. We're watching these storms, and we're not seeing which is a really good sign. We're not seeing right now anyway, we're not showing a lot of storm development out ahead of the main line either, which is really good. So looks like northwest Ripley County is getting a lot of thunder right now, which makes sense because we're seeing the storm starting to move in to that area. So if you live in Carter County, if you live in Van Buren, Elsinore, if you live in Doniphan, Naylor, Fair Dealing, in those areas, these storms are gonna be affecting your location very, very shortly. So far, no updates on that storm currently from the Weather Service, but we're gonna watch it very carefully, and if anything does develop, then we will make sure and show that to you on camera as it continues. So right now, there's no official warnings for Wayne County or Butler County, but I'm assuming that, this is going to change here as we move throughout the afternoon hours. I do think we're gonna have a lot more warnings coming in here this afternoon, especially now we have a new tornado warning now that's just been issued, which I'm not getting anything. So this is a radar indicated tornado, and this is just west of the, Doniphan area now. So now we're gonna zoom in. Let's read this one. This is just dropped at 4:52, tornado warning now for southeastern Shannon County and Oregon County until 5:30 at 4:52. Severe thunderstorms capable of producing a tornado were located along a line extending from Birch Tree to 7 miles northeast of Alton, 7 miles east of Mammoth Spring State Park, all moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. It is radar indicated, nothing confirmed by humans. It's all radar indicated right now, and this includes the National Ozark National Scenic Riverways, also Thayer, Winona, Alton, Birch Tree, Myrtle, Couch, and Greer currently with this new tornado warning that is just been issued by the Weather Service office out of, this is Springfield. Um, they were not talking about this storm, so that is what we are watching now. So it really puts things in perspective how fast this can change. So if you know people who live in Carter County or Ripley County, make sure and seek shelter. And I know that Sean is updating our warnings. I think Nikki is doing our postings, answering comments. If it is you, Nikki, thank you so much for doing that. Very hard to do it all. It's a team effort for sure. But we are watching these storms as they continue to move in. Right now, no official warnings, tornado warnings officially for our area, but obviously, these storms are strong as they continue to move in from South Central Missouri, and we are going to, watch them. Thank you I thought it was you, Nikki. Thank you so much for, hanging in there with us. It's gonna be a long afternoon. These storms will be on your area before they get to most of ours. We'll track them here as we continue to watch them. We're gonna zoom in just a little bit here because I would expect I'm looking at the weather service now in Paducah, and let's see what they are saying. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Miss Lunsford. So, yes, we're getting, so far, knock on wood, we don't have any, power outages. I know that, Miss Judy is gonna help us out with that tonight as well. We appreciate her. It really is a team effort here. We have a lot of folks that are really stepping up when it matters the most. This is what we do best. We all work together to make sure that we bring public safety to the forefront. So Paducah is watching. They just posted on this storm that we are watching right now. They are watching this storm in south central Missouri very carefully. They're very concerned about the southern end of this storm, and that is riding the Missouri-Arkansas state line. So if you live in Doniphan, if you live in Fairdealing, if you live in Elsinore, Van Buren, if you can hear the sound of my voice in those areas, just be prepared to seek shelter. The National Weather Service in Springfield and Paducah have done a great job of really warning, trying to go above and beyond to give earlier warnings with these storms because they are moving a lot faster. They are moving, we're not worried about the hail with this storm. We're talking about, 3/4 inches of hail. The main threats are going to be the winds. We're talking 70 miles an hour possible with these storms. Let me go over to the high resolution here. Let me see if we can see any rotation on radar. And let's see here. There is a new tornado warning just been issued, so we'll back out of that. That does encompass now Ripley County and Carter County. So here we go. A brand new tornado warning has just been issued for our area. It is for Carter County, Ripley counties until 5:45. At 4:57, severe storms were capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage. They were located along the line extending from near Winona to about 7 miles west of Handy to near Highland in Sharp County. That's in northeast Arkansas, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. We're talking about radar indicated. So here we go. Here are some times that we're watching out for. Fremont and Handy, it is coming into your area as we speak at 5 PM, at 5:10 in Van Buren, 5:15 in Gatewood, in Hunter at about 5:25, Elsinore at around 5:30, and Doniphan at about 5:35 here this afternoon. Those are the areas that we just mentioned. Fremont, Handy, Van Buren, Gatewood, Hunter, Elsinore, and Doniphan need to be in your safe spots as we speak, as now the Weather Service in Paducah has gone ahead and issued a tornado warning now for these storms as they are moving in from south central Missouri. And let me get right into the high resolution, the velocity here. I was just looking at some of this before it went into the warning status. And right now, what I'm very concerned about here, it could be just the high winds. It is east of Thayer, but right here is where the bulk of the winds are going to be. So that's around Highway 142. It's going to cross into the Ripley County line here momentarily. But that is where right now some of the worst winds are with this storm as it continues to move off to the northeast. It is moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. So right now we do have a tornado warnings that are now in effect for those areas. Right now, I think Naylor currently is just under the severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning encompasses Doniphan back to the west and to the north. It encompasses all of Carter County. We have no confirmations. They went ahead and issued the tornado warning so broadly because of these winds. We're talking about wind speeds of around 70 miles an hour, and that can cause a lot of damage. So make sure if you're in those areas, make sure that you are in your safe space right now. If you have a basement, that is the best area to go. If you don't have a basement, you wanna get into an interior hallway, maybe a closet, and you wanna have as many walls between you and the outside. If you can, cover your head with pillows. If you have a helmet, not a bad idea to put that on as well, as we are watching these storms coming in very, very strong. Tornado warnings now for Carter and Ripley counties in southeast Missouri, and we are online with the severe weather response team. We are in line or on the air right now with Butler County EMA as well as Ripley County Sheriff Grant Talbert. We are talking to Carter County as well, the sheriff over there. If anything happens, we'll let you know first right here on KWOC. We are all messaging each other as fast as we can. Let's see here. This is from the Weather Service. Still no confirmations, just showing broad rotation, nothing concrete at this time, but the winds is what's prompted this tornado warning. 70-mile-per-hour winds, that is what we have. Yes, please do. Please do, Nikki, absolutely. Gotta message her back real fast. She's gonna take shelter while this storm moves into her neck of the woods. We try to preach or we, try to do what we say. Now, if we get warnings over here where I'm at, I will stay on the air with you. I've got a, generator, so that is the good news. We made some upgrades over the last year and a half, but, I've got a generator, so we should be good. I know my son's back watching the, radars as well. I'll probably be sending him to grandma's house here very shortly, and I will stay with you no matter what, as I always do. And I remember one time we were on the air, and we had some big hail, break some of the glass on the deck area, but, hopefully, these, storms shall weaken, and that's I'm hoping that is anyway. We're watching this storm, Carter County, Ripley County right now is under the gun for the tornado warning. Let's see here. They are still watching it. No reports of anything new other than radar indicated. But I will tell you, the southern end of this storm that's riding the Missouri-Arkansas state line. So this is from Miss Christine. So now let's see here. Increasing confidence on a developing tornado possibly near Gatewood, north to Briar, is what they are saying right now from the Weather Service. So let me kinda zoom in here just a little bit to kinda show you what they are talking about here, and let's look at the high resolution velocity here. Let's see what we are showing. And once again, this is an area where we don't have really good coverage when it comes to radars because we're so far in between the, Memphis site as well as the Springfield site, and, right now, it is increasing confidence on a developing tornado near Gatewood, and they're saying around the Briar area as well. So that is the 2 areas that really need to, be in your safe spot. If you live in Gatewood, if you live in Briar, these are the areas that you need to be in your safe spots. If you can hear my voice, we are talking directly to you. And then if you wanna look a little farther east, if you live in Wayne County, Ripley County, or I should say Butler County rather, these storms are gonna be heading in your direction too. So keep that in mind. Wayne County is not out of the woods by a long shot. Butler County is not out of the woods. Clay County, Arkansas, Lawrence County in northeast Arkansas, Randolph County. These storms are gonna be heading in your direction too. So get ready for more warnings to be issued with these storms. Let's see here. I'm doing 2 things at once here. So I'm trying to answer the questions. I know that, there's a lot coming in, so I apologize. Just bear with me here. Somebody was asking about, trying to travel. Can I make it from Pocahontas to, Poplar Bluff right now, I would say it's gonna be very dicey if you tried. The way these storms are moving in, it is, they're moving very fast right now, so would be very, very dicey. Make sure if you know people right now in Ripley County, Carter County, also Ripley and I'm sorry, Wayne and Butler counties, make sure, very important, tag them right now in this video and make sure they know that tornado warnings are coming in, getting some information from our director of the Poplar Bluff Severe Weather Response Team. And let's see here. Yeah, that's what we were thinking. Thank you, Craig. So, yeah, that rotation that they're looking at is gonna be right there on the Ripley and Oregon County line, and that is the direction that this storm is moving northeast. Let me get a drink of water. Hang on just a sec. Sorry about that. Let me zoom in here and let me go back into I've got 3 screens going here, so let me go back in. Let me go to the high velocity here, and let me do the latest scan on this storm, and really, the winds are very impressive. Right here is what we're worried about, possibly, with that 70 mile per hour winds. That is what we're worried about. We're also worried about rotation as well with this storm, especially on the Oregon and Ripley County line. That is what we are seeing right now on radar, which is why we have that tornado warning. There is a big part of this storm is now moving in on the west side of Van Buren, so get ready for that as we are watching this as well. Checking a couple of other things here with the, weather service. Let's see here. So a little bit of rotation still showing up on the, southeastern parts of Oregon County, right on the Ripley County, Oregon County line. That is where we are showing some of that rotation moving toward the Grandin area. And Nikki is just like I am. She's trying to take shelter, but also trying to help out at the same time. She's letting me know that, where she is safe, but she is also, uh, hunkered down and also watching the, same rotation that we are pointing out. So if you live in the Grandin area right now, this is your message here to, really move to seek shelter in this area. I would say even though that, folks are asking about Naylor, even though Naylor is not in this, tornado warning, I do think it will be at some point. So you're gonna hear a lot of talking coming up here as I am messaging sheriffs. We've got, sirens are going off right now in Elsinore. Thank you so much for letting us know that. I'm sure they're going off in the Doniphan area as well. Make sure and hit the share button, and we wanna make sure that we reach as many folks as we possibly can. So as you can hear, we've got so much going on here, so we apologize. I know it's kind of unprofessional to hear that in the background, but we wanna make sure that if something is going on, we get it out to you quickly and as accurately as we can. So tornado warnings continue. I'm looking at the Weather Service office in Paducah to see if they've got any new information on that tornado warning for Ripley and Carter County. And as of right now, nothing new with this storm. It is still radar indicated. We don't have any updates from the Weather Service, but I tell you that storm on the southern end getting into on the county line right now of Ripley and Oregon County, that is where the strongest of this, storm is. We are watching it very carefully all the way from Van Buren down toward Doniphan. Sirens have went off twice in the Van Buren area, thank you very much. Nothing right now in Piedmont. We don't have any warnings in that area, but I would imagine we're gonna get more warnings coming in very shortly between Greenville and Poplar Bluff. These storms are not weakening like I was hoping they would. I was hoping they were gonna weaken, but they're not. We don't have any reports of damage. So right now, this is the severe weather response team. They are currently deploying all their spotters now to intercept these storms as they come in. And that's the best part about this area. We've got storm spotters, we've got, local sheriffs that are out and about, and they're gonna report to us directly if we have any damage. Let's see here, and I know that, sirens have gone off twice now, thank you so much, in the Elsinore area, which does not surprise me at all. Thank you, Miss Judy. So far, Ozark Border is reporting no outages at this time. So we're gonna send out while we're watching the radars here, I'm gonna go we have a text line as well. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. I'll try to go to our text line here real quickly, and we wanna send out a message to everybody that we are live right now on social media, on Facebook and on YouTube, that we are live and we are tracking these severe storms, tornado warn storms right now. There are tornado warnings in Ripley counties and Carter County as well. I'm listening to the severe weather response team here is to make sure that as these storms come in, so everything is going as we thought it would, and we were afraid of this yesterday. I'm listening to the severe weather response team here. So southern Butler County is what I'm going to be concerned with as these storms continue to move off to the east northeast. All right, so we are watching them very carefully, and I'm texting right now with the sheriff out of Ripley County right now, and so far no damage has been reported in that area. Also, nothing has been confirmed. Let me look at the high resolution velocity here to see if there's any new rotation with this storm. We were watching it still about the same. It's going to be right there on the county line. It's gonna be on the Ripley, Oregon County line is where we are concerned with the rotation. It's broad, it's not strong. It is not strong at this time. Let me see if there's been any updates on this storm. There has not. I'm checking the Weather Service chat room right now, and still nothing yet as it continues to move. It's just now getting in to Ripley County. I am still with you, just sending out this text message to everybody who has signed up for our text alerts. We are live on Facebook on KW on YouTube as well. So nothing new right now from the Weather Service office in Paducah. Still watching this storm. Very strong storm moving in now to Ripley County. So it is 5:15 as we watch this storm continue to move off to the east northeast. So thank you so much, Jessica, for reminding us on the text line. We've got that sent out to our folks here on the phones. So you're getting everybody's going to get an alert to their phones here in just a moment. We can get back to tracking these storms. And let me go back to the weather service here in Paducah, and let's see here if we have anything else. Okay, so the warnings currently on the western edge. Also on warning carrying over. Okay, so we are gearing up for new warnings for Butler County, also possibly into Wayne County as well. This is breaking right now as we speak from the Weather Service from Justin Gibbs. So I would expect new tornado warnings to come out here very shortly for uh, a lot of our area with these storms coming in from the west. If you wanna sign up for our weather alerts, just text the word "news" to 573-785-3838, 573-785-3838. Make sure and text the word "news," and you'll be signed up for these alerts when they come out. And right now, we are watching these, storms very carefully on radar, starting to get more concerned. I'm gonna zoom in to Carter County as well as Ripley. Uh, the strongest of the storms looks to be just to the north of Van Buren, getting out of Carter County, going to go into the western side, northwestern side rather, of Wayne County. Also, let me go back to the let's look at these. Let's look at the rotation here, see what we can find here. And right now, we are watching the rotation right here. It almost looks like it reminds me of a year ago. And not the intensity by any means, but where the location is on this particular storm with the rotation. It is southwest of Doniphan. That is where we are watching the rotation right now. Let me go back to the main radar here, kinda give you an idea because it's moving. I mean, they are moving very fast. They are moving very fast. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Ripley, but I do think that's probably gonna change. I know the Weather Service right now, they are regrouping as we speak, and we're getting, Kurt Majors letting us know that right now, pea-sized hail is reported in Van Buren, and that makes sense because we just saw the, larger hail core go a little bit farther north of, Carter County. We're watching a storm just north of Van Buren with pea-sized hail. Go into that one just for a second because let me I'm going to switch radar sites altogether here. Let me go to Paducah, and let me go back in here. There's just nothing there, at least showing Let's go. No rotation there that I'm showing, at least. Let me go back to the main radar here. I'm gonna go back over to the, Memphis radar. Memphis always I always have better luck whenever we're tracking these storms, but where we are between Poplar Bluff, Greenville, Van Buren, Doniphan, we're right in between Paducah's radar site, Springfield, Memphis, so it's gotta be really tight rotation before it's gonna show up. This is from winds aloft are starting to increase over the last 10 to 15 minutes. So that's coming, and that's from these same storms that we are watching here. We haven't had any new updates on the tornado warning that, currently right now stretching from the Van Buren area down toward Doniphan. Okay, speaking of which, seeing mid-altitude radial convergence on the Carter-Ripley County storm, suggestive of wind in addition to the Boeing signature, we would have a hard time seeing the, tornado in this range velocity-wise, which is what we were seeing. Uh, we have plenty of indicators from what we can see to have the tornado warning, so there you go. So we're not seeing the signature rotation because of what we just talked about, because of the Boeing segment with this storm. So that tells me that I'm anticipating a tornado warning to be issued for parts of Butler County, possibly even parts of Wayne County coming up, so keep that in mind. I do expect the Weather Service office to continue with these tornado warnings, and that's a great, summary of why we're not able to see the rotation on radar, because this storm is bowing out again, which is what we talked about. It's starting to show that bow echo, so we're gonna have the, strong winds that come in. We're talking right now up to 70 miles an hour in these areas. Getting a new information from the Weather Service. So right now getting an update from Van Buren, just rain, wind, thunder in Van Buren. We had some pea-sized hail earlier. Thank you so much, Ricky, on that. Appreciate that very much. Don't have any looking at trying to see if we can see anything here on radar. Some strong winds, though, coming in to the Grandin area, also to just west of Doniphan. We are seeing some very strong winds that are coming in to those areas as we speak. So if you live in Grandin, Doniphan, need to be in your safe spot right now as we're seeing the strongest of this storm starting to move in, not to mention some pretty good indicators that we're getting some hail as well. And you can see that on radar. The, storm showing the heaviest hail is in southern Ripley County. It is coming up toward the Doniphan area, so along Highway 160, Highway 21. Also, that number again, text the word "news" to 573-785-3838. So we have a new update here, I believe, or is that the same one? So here's the new update on this tornado warning at 5:24. A severe squall line that capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage was located along a line extending from near Ellington to near Garwood to near Gatewood, moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. We're talking about a tornado is possible. It'll be in Hunter coming up at 5:30. So in about 5 minutes, Doniphan and Elsinore at around 5:35, Budapest at 5:45. The towns again, Hunter coming in at 5:30, Doniphan and Elsinore at 5:35, and Budapest is coming at around 5:45 this afternoon. So that is the newest update with this tornado warn storm, and I'm just gonna tell you now, it would not surprise me a bit if the Weather Service office in Paducah, if they ended up issuing a new tornado warning for parts of Butler and Wayne counties. So keep in mind, bear with me here for just 1 minute. I'm getting my tech studio. I am trying to set out, or I'm trying to going to also, send out these text alerts to our folks who are signed in. We wanna make sure that, that we get you the, latest information as soon as a tornado warning is issued. We wanna make sure that we get that information out there to you as fast as we can. Stand by. They are now contacting me on the radio, so bear with me here. Go ahead for 8:13.
We've got a tornado on the ground near Gatewood. Again, it's an unconfirmed citizens report. Tornado on the ground near Gatewood, Missouri.
10-4. Thank you so much. So we got an unconfirmed report. As you can hear, that's live as it gets. That's live as it gets. Um, Near Gatewood, of a citizen report of a tornado possibly on the ground. So let's stay here with this storm, and I know that Greg is going to go ahead and get through the weather service quickly on that. The problem is with this storm, as we read this off here earlier, it's gonna be very difficult. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see if we can get any kind of, well, we're getting a little bit now, so that's better for us. So we're getting just a little bit here. Here's where the rotation's going to be, right there, where you can see, if you can see the, black line I just drew, it is southwest of Doniphan. Need to be in your safe space, your safe zone right now. I know that we are on the air. I'm gonna go ahead and I know it's I'm gonna go ahead and send my son down to his grandmother's house. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to, stay right here with you on the air. I'm with you until I'm either knocked off the air or these storms get past us. Not going anywhere. Make sure and hit this, share button, and let's reach as many people as we can. Have an unconfirmed citizen report of a tornado in Ripley County near the Gatewood area. I'm gonna text the, sheriff right now of Ripley County to kinda see what he is seeing right now as well. Just stand by just one moment here. I know Sheriff Talbert is, very busy right now, obviously, as these storms are in his area, so we'll see what he says. We just sent him a text, and, so that makes sense. I got a picture sent to us from, Nikki. A new tornado warning has just been issued. Remember, I told you the southern part of this storm, and the Weather Service now has just issued a new tornado warning for southern Ripley County in southeast Missouri until 5, or make that 6 p.m. 5:29. Severe storms were capable of producing both tornadoes and straight line wind damage. These storms were located near 7 miles southwest or southeast rather of Gatewood or 11 miles southwest of Doniphan, moving east at 50 miles an hour. Locations in this area, they include Doniphan at around 5:35, so 5 minutes now in the Doniphan area, Oxley at 5:40, Naylor at 5:45, fair dealing at around 5:50. So those are the new times with these storms, with this particular brand new tornado warning. Doniphan at 5:35, Oxley at 5:40, Naylor at around 5:45, fair dealing at 5:50. That is where this new tornado warning is, and I was just saying a few moments ago that I was concerned about the southern end of this storm because of how strong it has gotten, and there is some really impressive rotation now starting to show up, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. It is gonna be just west of Highway 21. So right in here is where that rotation is. Now, so far, we do not have we do not have a confirmed observation on the ground, but if you live in Doniphan, need to be right now in your safe spot as this storm is getting very close to your area as we speak. Let me go back to the cities here. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning too that has just been issued for the northern part of this storm, and that's gonna be on the northwest corner of Butler County. We'll get to that in just a moment. I'm more concerned right now with this storm, this new tornado warning. Doniphan, need to be in your safe spot. It is, 3 minutes outside of your area, Oxley, at around 5:40 and then Naylor at 5:45, fair dealing at around 5:50. It gives you an idea that if you live in the southern parts of Ripley County, now is the time to make sure that you are in your safe space as we now have a new tornado warning, and I'm assuming that you're gonna hear the tornado sirens going off, if not already, in the Doniphan area, also the Naylor area, as we have these severe storms that coming in currently, and we're gonna look right now. So, Sheriff Talbert is letting me know, nothing yet as far as damage goes. All first responders are currently out, and they are assessing the situation in Ripley County. Sheriff Talbert also letting me know that if you live in Doniphan, Naylor, Budapest, make sure to seek shelter now. Do not go outside and try to look at what's going on. Stay safe, and these storms will pass. Thank you so much, Sheriff Talbert, for that information. Also getting a new severe thunderstorm warning for most of Carter County as well. Let's go to, Wayne County real quickly. Also, if there is a tornado possible tag in this warning. This one is for eastern Carter County. It's also for Wayne, northwestern Butler County. This one is in effect until 6:15. At 5:31, severe storms were located along a line extending from 8 miles northwest of Piedmont to 6 miles east of Garwood to near Hunter, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds. Locations in this storm, they include Piedmont, Greenville, Sam A. Baker State Park, Elsinore, also Williamsville, Hunter, Hendrickson, also Cascade, Grandin, and Mill Spring, and that is for a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in effect for Wayne County, also eastern Carter and northwestern Butler County. Right now, our main concern is for all these counties, but right now, our imminent threats are going to be for sure in southern Ripley County, especially right in the Doniphan area. That is where this storm currently is right now. So if you live in Doniphan, need to be in your safe spot. I went ahead and sent my son down to his grandmother's house and wanted to make sure that he was taken care of. My wife's at work. I'm gonna stay with you here, and should we lose power, I do have I do have a generator. Getting this information from the Weather Service, also the Severe Weather Response Team Director, Craig Metter, which we've been talking about this for a while. We are anticipating a tornado warning to be issued for a lot of Butler County. It has not happened yet, but it will be happening shortly, I would imagine. Also getting some information now from Miss Judy on power outages, 12 currently in Carter County, 29 in Ripley, 8 in Wayne, 23 in Oregon County. So right now, if you live in Doniphan, you should be in your safe spot as we speak, and we've got some strong rotation. We're gonna get back that newest frame that we just had. There we go. Here is where the rotation is in this storm. Let me zoom in. There we go. So if you live just west of Highway 21, that is where we are seeing the strongest of the rotation. It is just south of Doniphan. It's close enough that if you live in Doniphan, make sure that you seek shelter. Naylor, it is coming in your direction as well as we have a tornado warning for this area. Unfortunately, this storm really hasn't shown much weakening as it continues to progress to the east northeast. And I would say that from Poplar Bluff south is where we're going to be watching this tornado warning. If the Weather Service in Paducah, if they go ahead and extend that tornado warning, I think it's going to be for from about Bluff south for the rest of the county. Just my opinion. We'll see as this storm continues to track off to the east. Uh, Thank you so much, Craig, letting us know that the Naylor spotters right now, they are out and they are watching as we speak. I've already had Sheriff Talbot report back to me, and he is letting us know that so far, knock on wood, they don't have any significant damage to report in Ripley County. So that is some really good news, and let's just hope that continues to be the case. We're gonna tap into the, weather service here for just a minute. I wanna see what they're saying about this, storm currently that is in Ripley County, the southern parts of Ripley County. This is coming from a firefighter in Ripley County. There are no reports of any damage in Ripley County. We got that a moment ago. Also, no reports of damage in Carter County, but we do know that Van Buren has lost power. So the city of Van Buren, most of that city has lost power. Thank you, Marion. He posted that as soon as I was reading it. So thank you very much. So that's what we have right now. We do not have anything confirmed other than we did have a citizen report of a tornado, excuse me, that was on the ground near Gatewood. Sheriff Talbot is saying, this is coming in right now from Sheriff Talbot in Wayne County. No damage reports from his dispatch. So let me send him a message and tell him how much we appreciate him, and he'll let us know if anything changes. There is a pretty good hail core that is along Highway 60. It is right near Elsinore. We do have a new tornado warning that's just been issued too. Looks like it's an update. This one just came in at 5:39. So this one is for eastern Ripley County, as well as make that Carter eastern Carter and central Ripley County. A severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes, extensive straight-lined wind damage was located along a line extending from 8 miles south of Annapolis to Piedmont to 6 miles southwest of Doniphan, still moving northeast at 65 miles an hour. So here are the locations in this storm. Doniphan, Elsinore, and Budapest all by 5:45, so about 5 minutes from now. That is the storm that we were just talking about, that we were saying had a significant hail core. That's so this is over Highway 60. Let's see if we have any new rotation here with this storm as it continues to move off to the east. Nothing in the Elsinore area, but we do see, let me get rid of that for just a minute because this one, we are seeing rotation now south of Doniphan still showing up on radar. So that is where the rotation currently is right now. Nothing confirmed on the ground right now. It is all by radar at this time. We are anticipating possibly a new tornado warning to be issued for parts of Butler County. And man, that storm right over Doniphan now, it's moving right through Doniphan, still showing a lot of strength. Sirens should be going off in Doniphan, getting some information now from one of the coaches in Wayne County. I gotta go back and get that one more time. Okay, so we're getting reports now. This is coming from a fire from the fire department in Naylor. Reports of green skies around Doniphan. So this is coming into the chat room from Paducah. We're just giving it to you as we have it. So that storm in Ripley County, man, it's very strong, very concerning there in Ripley County. So if you live in Doniphan, Naylor, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Need to be. So a new severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for Butler County. It does have a tornado possible tag on it. It is for southeastern Ripley, southwestern Butler County. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's moving east at 45 miles an hour. Locations are Poplar Bluff, also Doniphan, Naylor, Neelyville, Harville, Oxley, and Fairdealing. That is a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. But I got to tell you, as this storm continues to march off, it would not shock me a bit if we ended up in seeing a tornado warning issued with this particular storm. So we're going to watch this storm very carefully. You're going to hear some tones going off here in just a moment. Let's go back in. Let's see. Let's check this. Let's check the velocity here on this storm, and let's kind of see because I'm still concerned about the rotation south of Doniphan, and we're going to get right into that. We're going to let it do its thing here. I want the latest. I want the latest scan, and right here is where we're talking about. It's still holding on just to the east of Highway 21, it's south of Highway 142, so just south of Doniphan, west of Naylor, need to be in your safe spot as we speak. I'm gonna listen to this one. We've got a new tornado warning, I believe, just been issued. This one, let me get out of this here real quick. I wanna go back into this one. Tornado warning.
Negative 701 is at Pony and 809 is in Neelyville.
Okay, so we're watching all of I thought we had a new tornado warning, but I don't know if we do or not. Nope, it's gonna be the same one for Ripley County. It is an extension, they're just redoing it at 5:43, correction. Severe squall line capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage was located near Doniphan, moving east at 40 miles an hour. Locations in the warning area, Naylor and Oxley, coming into your area at 5:50, so in about maybe 5 minutes from now, and then fair dealing at 5:55. This storm, very, very strong, very powerful. Would not surprise me if we get the extension of the tornado warning for Butler County at any moment. Listening to the, severe weather response team here as well, as we've got this storm that's really coming in now to Butler County, or I should say Ripley County right now. It'll be coming into Butler County very, very shortly, and we're still seeing rotation on screen. We're still seeing the rotation on the radar, which is why we have the tornado warning still in the same areas along Highway 142. It is west of southeast of Doniphan. It is west of Naylor right now. Need to be in your safe spots as this storm continues to move off to the east, and it's moving at 45 miles an hour, and I know I've missed a lot of comments. I apologize for the comments I'm missing. We wanna make sure that we stay on radar. I know that, Nikki, I if you're tuning in right now, if you can hear me, text me and let me know if you're, watching our same screens here. I know you were seeking shelter earlier, not sure if you were able to, get back on or not. I know Sean is back in the studio. He is updating our social media page with all the warnings that we're getting, so we appreciate that. Gonna log into the, weather service here. Very concerned about that storm now to the east of Doniphan. It is just to the east of Doniphan. We're receiving information now of this was at, a minute ago, receiving reports of trees down at the junction of Highway C and Highway F that is near Eastwood and in Carter County. So we're getting some, possible trees down in that area, and I know we have a lot of very strong storms to the east of Doniphan. You can see it here on screen. So Naylor, between Highway 160 all the way down to Naylor, need to be right now in your safe spot. That is where the most severe part of these storms are at right now. Still waiting to see if the Weather Service decides to extend this tornado warning. There is a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect right now for most of Butler County. There is a new tornado warning that's south of our area. It encompasses a lot of northeast Arkansas, Marmaduke, Paragould, Walnut Ridge. So the Bootheel will have to be watching this very carefully. It does encompass part of Duncan County as well, and this is an observed tornado as well. This is an observed tornado, and it's still a well away from the Duncan County area, but it is observed. We'll get back to that one in just a minute, as we do have a possible tornado on the ground that is west of Duncan County. We're gonna watch this, we're gonna watch this storm here very carefully as it gets in to, the Butler County area. Right now, very concerned around the Naylor area. The storm has just moved out of Doniphan. We've got a severe storm that is stretching from north of Greenville down to the Butler County line. It is a severe thunderstorm warning.
I do have a radio, Craig. I'm trying to answer radio.
So,
Now,
trying to get weather service is commenting on the storm in southern Ripley County right now. So we're trying to figure out if they're going to continue to to extend this one or not. But Naylor right now is definitely needs to be in your safe spot as it's getting very close now to the Naylor area. there is a tornado on the ground in northeast Arkansas. We are not dismissing that as well. Right now, we are watching the storm as it gets ever so closely now to Naylor to see if the weather service, if they decide to leave the severe thunderstorm warning where it is, or if they decide
All I had heavy rain and moderate wind. Again, the cell is all already 2 mile here, 1 mile north of Doniphan. All I had heavy rain.
okay, so we're hearing that as you were hearing it as well. We're getting information of rotation. This is from the fire department out of Naylor. We are getting reports now of rotation over, and there it is, absolutely right over the Naylor area, or I'm sorry, the Oxley area is where the rotation is being reported. Right here is about where rotation currently is going to be the strongest. So that is the storm right now in Ripley County, and this is coming over from the Naylor Fire Department, and as soon as it came in, we were looking at it or gonna look at it. Storm is really still packing a punch as it continues to move off to the east at about 45 miles an hour. So make sure, stay with us. We're not going anywhere. We're going to stay with you with these storms. We are watching two very strong storms right now. We've got one that is currently in the eastern parts of Ripley County, and the other one is in the or going to be in the Missouri Bootheel. The Weather Service in Memphis has issued a big tornado warning just because it is on the ground and they want to alert people. But right now, if you live in southern Duncan County, especially south of Kennett, need to be in your safe spot as we are watching these storms currently move in. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning stretching all the way from just north of Greenville right now along Highway 67. It is going all the way down to just to the west of Poplar Bluff. So if you live in Greenville, also Lake Wapapello, in those areas, it's past Piedmont. But if you live between Greenville down toward the Butler County line, you're impacted right now with a severe thunderstorm, but we are watching a very strong storm right now. It's very strong to the east of Doniphan right now. We still don't have any new warnings. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning currently with this same storm as it moves in to Butler County right now. It is about to move in to the Naylor area. So if you live in Naylor, need to be in your safe spot. If you live in Neelyville, even though there is no tornado warning currently in effect, make sure that you are in your safe spot as well. As right now, Naylor is going to be under the gun for this tornado warning as it continues to move off to the east at between 45 and 50 miles an hour. Tornado warning continues for Ripley County. Getting reports now of in the Silva area, getting reports now of power being out in the Silva area in Wayne County. Just came over. So now we are getting some reports of power outages in parts of our area. Excuse me, I apologize. I meant to push the cough button, but the last time I did that, I had audio issues, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. No new information right now with this storm that we are showing right now from the weather service. I think the most severe part of this storm that we are seeing on radar, this tornado warned storm, it's gonna be close to the Bluff area, but I think it misses the majority of Poplar Bluff, the most severe part of this storm. Now, where I live, this storm is gonna be knocking on my doorstep, so I've already sent my son down to his grandma's house. He's in good shape. My wife's at work, and I will be here with you if we do lose power here. I do have a generator, so I may be interrupted for maybe a couple of seconds. Shouldn't be a big deal. but I'm gonna stay with you with these storms until they are over with here this evening or until if I do get knocked off the air because of power, I'm still gonna be with you through this event. Getting a new information here from power outages. Push on the wrong one there, my bad. Thank you, Miss Judy. So right now, we don't have a lot of power outages. Hopefully, that will continue to be the case. But these storms are very strong right now. And as of right now, the Weather Service in Paducah has not extended this tornado warning. It has shown a little bit of weakening as it hits the Butler County line, but it's very minimum right now, so we're not gonna let our guard down with that storm. Right now, the severe severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne County continues to, really be pretty much from Highway 67 all the way to the lake area from just north of Greenville down to the Butler County line. So right now, Naylor should be in your safe spot as this storm currently is in your area. It is just on the doorstep of Naylor. We're getting reports of sirens going off in the fair dealing area right now. We've been talking to the sheriff a lot this afternoon, and currently we don't have any reports of major damage in Ripley County. But we're gonna watch it very carefully and we're going to stick with this storm. So now the tornado warning has gone away. So that's the good news. It is now just a severe thunderstorm warning. There is a possible tornado tag with this storm. This is at 5:55. They just issued this at 5:54. Severe storms that were located near Oxley, 10 miles east of Doniphan, still moving east at 50 miles an hour. And we're talking about 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Poplar Bluff, Naylor, Neelyville, Harville, Oxley, and Fair Dealing are all gonna be in the path of this storm. So as of right now, no tornado warning has been issued. It is weakened enough to where they just are gonna stick with the severe thunderstorm warning right now. Let's see here. Sirens, I somebody was talking on the video chat, somebody was talking about sirens going off in Butler County. I don't know. I can't hear them. I got a headset on, so I can't hear them if they are going off. I will try to find that out, but I haven't heard of any, tornado warning sirens going off in Butler County. Let's see here. Getting information from the Weather Service office on this same storm that we're watching right now that's just crossing in to Butler County. The most severe part of this storm looks to be staying to the south of Poplar Bluff, but Neelyville, even though we don't have a technical tornado warning, if you live in Neelyville, be in your safe spot. Even though we don't have a tornado warning in effect, we still have winds that could be approaching at 70 miles an hour, and we are looking at this storm. It is just now in Naylor. It is crossing Naylor as we speak. So Naylor and then Highway 67 from about 160 down to Neelyville is going to be where the most severe part of this storm is going to be. A brand new severe thunderstorm warning has also been issued. This one is for the eastern parts of Wayne County, also Stoddard County from Bloomfield north. I may text my wife real quickly because she does work in Bloomfield, so bear with me here. I wanna let her know what's coming her way, so I apologize for watching this for everybody, but I wanna make sure that I warn her anyway. It's not a tornado warning, it's just a severe thunderstorm warning. Alright, so sorry about that. Wanted to make sure she knew what was coming. So right now, we don't have any tornado warnings other than excuse me, let me go down here to the, Bootheel of Missouri, and I want to this tornado, this is actually gonna be affecting, southwestern Dunklin County by 6:30. A confirmed tornado was located near Minturn or near Hoxie, moving northeast at 50 miles or 55 miles an hour. So we're gonna watch that carefully. So if you live in southern Dunklin County, make sure and get to your safe spot as you do have a tornado warning in your area. And we're gonna look at the high velocity here. I wanna see if there's any rotation showing up, and it's not like it was, that's for sure. We're gonna be getting some, high winds right here in this area between Naylor and Neelyville. That is where we are seeing some of those, stronger winds. Stand by for just a moment. I wanna hear the severe weather response team here.
807.
Just trying to make sure that there's nothing here that we're missing here as we have the severe weather response team. They are out. Naylor right now is currently yes, Naylor is gonna be out of the woods for tornadoes. Still on the back edge, still could s still could see some, small hail, especially on the eastern parts of Naylor, but right now it looks like the strongest part of that storm is crossing into Neelyville as we speak. So Neelyville needs to be in your safe spot.
Yeah, Larry, what's your location?
In a couple of minutes, Neelyville's weather is gonna go downhill pretty quick.
60, 67.
Hang on one second, folks.
Trading post. Yeah, keep an eye out. I was just looking at that cell on camera, and we've got pretty good inflow tail going. It should have clear spot underneath it. But, keep an eye on that. As it appears there may be decent rotation in that.
Okay, so we're watching as you're hearing it first. I mean, we're this is why we partner up with our friends from the Popper Bluff Severe Weather Response Team. Wanna make sure that, we try to keep you informed of all these storms as they are moving in. We just have a lot of warnings right now in effect for our area, and it is difficult to just stay on one storm. So we're gonna try to do that. Obviously, the, Weather Service is giving out extended times on these storms because these are quite powerful. Greenville is currently out of the woods when it comes to severe storms. The, city of Greenville, at least the majority of Greenville, maybe the east side of Greenville right now, still possibly seeing some small hail, but the strongest storm is just to the south of Poplar Bluff. It is, to be honest with you, by looking at radar, it's coming right where I live. So I'm just being honest with you. The most severe part of that storm is going to go literally about where I live. So if I can make it through this without, without any, power outages, I would be doing something. So we're gonna watch it very carefully. I gotta make sure I gotta text my son real quick and make sure that, he, let the dogs in the garage because I have not done that yet, and I've got 2 dogs, and they'll be scared to death when that thunder starts rolling in. Doniphan is safe. Yes, Doniphan is once this line moves in and it moves out, then you're in the safe area. Carter County Carter County is in the clear. Ripley County, for the most part, is in the clear. Right now, Clay County, Arkansas is under a tornado warning, parts of it, as well as Butler County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so we are still watching this storm as it continues to move in. Poplar Bluff now,
18, are you still on the air, Luke?
listening to the severe weather response team here. Stand by.
Copy that. Command South 809, Gary. Copy.
So Wapapello right now, somebody asking about that.
Now getting here, just getting some wind right now.
Right now, the Wapapello area is gonna be getting some strong winds, also some very heavy rain as well. Just had a new severe thunderstorm warning also issued, this one for the Bootheel of Missouri. This is gonna be for the remainder of the Bootheel of Duncan County. So if you live in Neelyville right now, obviously the worst of the weather is along Highway 67. It's gonna be crossing, 53 here in a matter of moments from 67 from just south of Poplar Bluff down to the Missouri-Arkansas state line. That is where the most severe weather is currently at this time. Ripley County is in good shape. Haven't gotten any reports of any kind of wind damage from that area. We're working with the I'm sorry, the sheriff over there to see if there's anything new that has happened since we have last spoke. So far, we don't have any confirmations of anything. We don't have any reports of major damage in that area. We did have some earlier reports. So we're getting some, looks like penny-sized hail in southern Butler County, which makes sense because that's kind of where I'm at here, and I got a feeling that, we're gonna be hearing some of that here very shortly. I'm trying to face my window to see kinda for the most part, the most severe storm, except for the tornado warning in the Boot Hill, is definitely here in Butler County to the south of Poplar Bluff. That's where the majority of the severe weather is.
Ranger 51, Ranger 51.
Looks like right now, Highway 67, really to the east of 67, just south of Bluff, is where a very intense part of this storm is. It's crossing, getting closer now to Highway 53. So if you live in Brosley, Culin, Vegas, those are the areas right now that need to be on high alert with this storm. Now, we don't have a tornado warning in effect. That is the good news, but we do have a tornado warning for southern Dunklin County, and that storm is still well off to the west. We're gonna watch it very carefully here as we continue. We're trying to get through this storm just south of, Poplar Bluff. We have another tornado warning north of Marble Hill near Marquand. We'll let the other news outlets cover that one, and we'll stay here with our severe weather warnings in Butler County. Haven't heard any damage reports other than okay, so this is coming from, Sheriff, Talbert. So far, no reported damage in Ripley County. That's great news. So far, no damage reported in Ripley County, and that came directly from the Ripley County Sheriff's Office. The, storms right now that we are looking at in Butler County is moving east at 50 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour is these storms right now in Butler County. I do expect a new warning to be issued for the eastern parts of Butler County here very shortly, and that might cross over into, Stoddard County as well. Trying to get some more information from getting a lot of text messages coming in, also from Carter County as well, from the sheriff over there, Sheriff Bradwell, letting me know no major damage. There were some trees down in Van Buren. Also, there was power outages in Van Buren as well. As of right now, no other major concerns in that county for right now.
I was just gonna advise you.
So we are watching that currently, and we'll see if that continues to be the case here in Butler County. Gonna hop on with the weather service in Paducah here for just a moment, and let's see
So far, I hadn't heard anything, but if I do,
if,
I will let you know.
there's any new information coming in. Nothing right now for I can hear the, thunder now starting to, get here to where I live. I did hear that thunder, see the lightning now from the window. So today, as it stands, we're just dealing with maybe some high winds, some brief high winds. We did have some hail in Doniphan.
Just to let Craig know, currently from my location here, I've got winds gusts of 45, maybe 50. And
So right now, the southern part of Butler County is gonna be where the most severe part is right now, stretching along Highway 142 east of Neelyville is where the strongest part of this storm is. Poplar Bluff is seeing some heavy rain right now. A little bit of gusty winds, but nothing, too severe right now. I think Bluff will miss out on the majority of this particular storm. South of there, different story. South of there, we're getting a little bit of hail just east of Newville. Still no new warnings on this storm other than what we have right now. We are watching the storm in northeast Arkansas. Currently still has that tornado observed tag. It is currently about to get into the Marmaduke area very shortly. So we're about to get some information, it looks like, from Butler County here from the Weather Service. I can see they're typing, so we're gonna wait and see what they have to say. So right now, Highway 142 in Butler County, that is where the strongest part of this storm is going to be. And then we will start to look at Ripley County, I'm sorry, not Ripley, but Stoddard County, also Duncan County as well as these storms move in. So we're getting a report of some small hail in 2 different locations south of Poplar Bluff and the west side of Poplar Bluff as well, all small hail.
Weather Service has reissued the thunderstorm warning for Harville, south of Butler County.
So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued, or reissued rather, I should say. It is moving east at 45 miles an hour. It is 7 miles south of Poplar Bluff. Poplar Bluff, Neelyville, and Harville are all right now in the path of this storm, of the severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, we have no tornado warnings for Butler County. It is currently just severe weather warned, and right now it is stretching from Poplar Bluff down toward the Harville area, as you can see right here on your screen. And once this moves in, we will see the, temperatures behind it, it's going to drop pretty quick. It's gonna be a very strong cold front. As a matter of fact, looking at, Doniphan right now, the front has already moved through, and Doniphan now is down to 57 degrees, so it's dropped about 6 or 7 degrees since the storms have moved out, if that tells you anything. No tornado warnings for Butler County, just severe thunderstorm. Looking at the, tornado warning just north of Jonesboro, Paragould right now is in line for that one. We're still watching that one very carefully. We wanna get through the storm here in Butler County. Paige, I think we're gonna be good in the Brosley area. Maybe some brief gusty winds and heavy rain for sure. So as these storms move through, alright, getting a new update here from the Weather Service. Just they're updating the timing on these storms to the east of Poplar Bluff. So I do expect a severe thunderstorm warning for the Culen area.
report. Looks like it's inflow to the backside of this line, back up toward the south, toward that cell that's down near Neelyville right now.
Working hand in hand with the severe weather response team. We're still watching Buxico very carefully as well, under a severe thunderstorm warning there. Starting to get a little bit stronger as it crossed Neelyville. Now it's starting to get just a little bit stronger. I can hear the wind picking up at my house. Yes, Oxley and Naylor, everybody in Ripley County is good. So Carter County, Ripley County, the majority of Wayne County is in good shape too, except for the eastern part. Right now, Clay County, Arkansas, that is, and Butler County is currently getting hammered right now. The southern parts of Butler County, that is, with some small hail, some brief gusty winds. So, yeah, Craig is letting us know that, already getting some breaks in the clouds in Ripley County, and the temperature is already down to 52 degrees, if that tells you anything. It's gonna be a very strong cold front coming in. By this time in the morning, it's gonna be below freezing, so it's gonna be pretty significant. And that's what I was just talking about Keelan, and now they're talking about that area as well, as this storm has gotten a little bit stronger it's gotten stronger on radar.
Looking at this, it looks like that there's a little spot in that line that's pretty intense. Got some hail in it, may have some rotation.
Let's track the rotation part of it here real quick. We're looking at Keelan, maybe a little bit of
Yeah,
rotation.
ham operator down at Skywarn spotter down at Hewlin, WB0WAO. He is spotting from his house in Hewlin right now.
So, we'll be watching that one very carefully from Keelan.
Okay, you let it know, keep an eye out. Looks like it may be ramping up. Probably probably over around 142, a little east of 142 right now, about
Getting
halfway
close to
between
53 highway. So if you live in Culin, you need to be on in your safe spot. Even though there's no official warnings for Culin, I do think that's gonna change. So they're looking at all the information that we are looking at as well. So we're gonna stay with this storm because this one is the most important one right now. It is really ramped up here, getting close now to Highway 53. You can see it there on your radar. The most intense part is a little bit is
You may have a visual.
so we're waiting for so this storm is coming into Culin, so
Now, has some lowering to it, almost resembles a wall cloud.
possible, and I wanna say possible wall cloud west of Culin.
From the kind of the south here,
It's getting closer to
side of it.
gonna be between Oglesville and Culin, getting very close now to Highway 53. So if you live in Culin, know somebody who lives in Culin, they need to be in their safe spot. Treat this as if we had a warning. We don't have one yet. Let's go ahead and treat it as if we did. This right now is seeing rotation getting stronger, and yep, so we're watching it too. So now the Weather Service is watching it as well. So would not surprise me if we got a warning coming out, very quickly for this area as this storm has really ramped back up again, and it's getting stronger as it gets closer now to Culin. So if you know somebody in Culin, make sure and, tag them or call them and let them know. Neelyville is in the clear, Poplar Bluff is in the clear. Once these storms move through, you're gonna be fine, with the exception of with the exception of the colder air coming in on the backside, and we're gonna see that happen pretty quick. Now the storm is barreling down on Culin. No official warnings right now other than severe thunderstorm warning. I don't have I don't have a, I don't have a warning for Ripley County. Somebody was asking me about Ripley. Let me go back to that real quick. Let's see here. So, no, I don't have a, somebody was asking me about Ripley County. You're in the clear. The, front's already moving through, so there's not gonna be any more storms in that area. Right now, we are watching a very strong storm that is in southern Butler County right now, northern Clay County, Arkansas, and a new tornado warning has just been issued for that storm. I'm gonna go ahead and try to go down to northeast Arkansas for just a moment because we've got 2 tornado warnings, and this one is Marmaduke and also Rector, Arkansas. This storm is radar indicated.
805, get a
I'm listening to
Roger. Yeah, I've got visual on the backside of it here. Correct.
I'm trying to listen to the this one is the one in Culin.
Command south, command west.
I'm listening to
If
the,
you could see, if your ham operator there can get an eye on this particular cloud, see that you could be in the Culin area. Dylan, it's got it really is starting to look like a wall cloud. Almost get I do see rotation in it.
okay, so you're hearing that as I'm hearing it as well. We've got storm spotters that are possibly seeing a wall cloud coming into Culin. So we're going to stay with this storm because this is changing by the second. And this is why we're doing this. We all work together to get the information accurately to the public. Okay, so we have a rotating wall cloud confirmed just to the west of Culin, just to the west of Culin right now. So I would expect a warning to drop on that one at any moment.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. I believe you're correct on that, Craig.
Let me see the let me back out or go back in. I wanna see let's see if we can see this on radar here. Let's see, make sure I have the most up-to-date scan on the storm.
Across
So
the Mopac tracks down here on County Road, Craig. I'm gonna try to get back over to 142 and down that direction to get off the backside.
I'm assuming they are reporting that to the weather service as we speak.
We were actually on 142 on camera. We're gonna go down there.
We're watching that storm. This storm is actually gonna be crossing in to the northern parts of the northern parts of
Yeah, that's my plan. We need to, if we get down there, try to come on it. Right. So I can, but if you can get down and then go down HH, I think you may be able to catch the front side.
so that was a loud clap of thunder and a big lightning strike here. I just saw it. I hope that I'm still on the air. If I am, if you can still hear me, let me know.
We got definite rotation down there from
The lights flickered for a second. Let me know if you can still hear me on the air. Now the storm is where I'm at. Okay, so good. You can still hear me. Okay, good. It's a good thing I have a generator. Something just struck and then it's storming.
Yes, that's correct. He said he's looking out towards 51, 53 area.
So 51 and 53 is where that possible wall cloud is. We're gonna stay on the air. I'm not going anywhere. My son's it's he is safe. All right, good deal. A lot of people's texting me saying that I'm on the air. Good deal. Good deal. So Keelan right now needs to be in your safe spot. There's no warning currently with this storm. However, storm spotters are now they are currently watching this storm very carefully. I'm
That way, I'm gonna try to stay behind it here. Get something does hit. My grandma's down there with the kids by herself.
I'm not sure if you can hear I'm not sure if you can hear this on my headset or not, but I'm getting some small hail hitting the window here where I live. So we're getting reports of pea-sized hail currently in Culin as well on radar. It is the strongest storm right now on radar. We are very concerned about these storms in Northeast Arkansas as well. We're gonna get down to that here in just a moment. These storms are starting to move out of eastern Butler County. There was a wall cloud, and let's see here. So now a lot of Dunklin County is now under a tornado warning as well, and we're gonna get to that area in just a moment. We're not leaving that area out by any means. We're very concerned about this storm hitting the Bootheel of Missouri as well. Tornado warnings for Dunklin, Pemiscot counties. Pretty much the entire county of Dunklin is under a tornado warning right now. Go ahead and go down to the Bootheel. Not hearing any more information on that storm that is in Culin right now. Just a lot of thunder. We've got some hail.
5804 1020.
Hang on, we're gonna stay with this for just a minute here. Let's go to this tornado warning here real quickly for the Boot Heel. This is a tornado warning for eastern Clay County, northwestern Pemiscot, and northwestern Dunklin County at 6:29, so 2 minutes ago. Severe storms that capable of producing a tornado was located over Greenway or near Piggott, moving east at 60 miles an hour. Locations in this warning, they include Kennett, also Piggott, Campbell, Rector, also includes Malden in southeast Missouri, Holcomb, St. Francis, Greenway. Those are just a few of the areas that we're tracking with this tornado warning. The other storm is now starting to move out of Butler County. We also have another tornado warning that is luckily the observed tag has came off. It is still covering southern Dunklin, southwestern Pemiscot County as well in southeast Missouri. This one's in effect until 7:15. Locations include Kennett, Steele, Lake City, also Brookland, the Cooter area, Hornersville, Cardwell, Deering. Those are some of the areas that are gonna be impacted by that tornado warning. It'll be along Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. So if you know somebody in the Boot Heel on that one, also Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers at 69 and 72, that storm will be coming into those areas. Sirens going off right now in Kennett. Thank you very much. Looks like Vegas right now. Hulen is starting to let up on the worst of the weather. It is now getting into the northern parts of Dunklin County, also Stoddard County. There's no warning right now for the storm in Stoddard County. However, it is moving out of Butler County. So if you live in Dexter and Boerne, this is your heads up. Even though there is no warning right now with this storm, we do anticipate some very strong winds. Now, once these storms move out, like right now where I live, the rain has really let up already. So that would tell me that we've got some information here breaking coming in right now from our Poplar Bluff Police Chief J.R. Kersey. We've got a tree down that landed on a vehicle and also took down some power lines. Other than that, it is all clear in Poplar Bluff. Thank you so much for the update, Chief. So we do know, and Sean, if you can hear me, this is for us, a tree down that landed on a vehicle in Poplar Bluff. It did take down some power lines as well, but other than that, it is all clear in Poplar Bluff, so that's good news where we're not gonna have a lot of damage to report on in Poplar Bluff. Vegas right now looks to be in pretty good shape for the most part. The storm is moving out of the area. Sirens are going off right now in Malden. Thank you so much for that. Poplar Bluff is clear. maybe a little bit of, light rain, but the temperature is going to start to drop here very, very shortly. See if I can figure out I'm not sure, Sean, I'll see if I can figure that out, my friend. Let me So tornado warnings now up and down the line. You can see that tornado warnings in the Bootheel, tornado warnings up around the Jackson area. We're gonna let our other media friends in the Cape area take care of those warnings. We'll stay south, and we've got tornado warnings going off in Campbell right now, or sirens going off rather. Thank you very much. Bootheel right now is under the gun when it comes to severe weather. Tornado warnings now stretching up and down, north to south in Doniphan County, also in Pemscott County, and we are also watching a very strong storm moving in to just west of Bernie. No warnings right now, but we're still watching it very carefully. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is encompassing the Bloomfield area, so we got that going on, and this is just round 1 of what could be a very, very long, springtime. I mean, it's only, what, March 15th? So we have a long way to go here in the spring. High winds and heavy rain in between Plexico and Bloomfield. Thank you, Jesse. We're seeing that on radar. We were just talking about the Bloomfield area. Let's go back down to these tornado warnings here. These are gonna be individual kinks in the line that we're gonna be seeing, so these are gonna be very hard to spot in the boot heel. Some of these could be, if there is a tornado, could be rain wrapped. Gonna be very hard to to get because of the heavy rainfall. Thank you, Billy, I appreciate that. So, yeah, down in the Hayti area, these storms will be making their way in. Lots of heavy rain, some strong winds, tornado warnings continuing for a few more moments. Right now, sirens are going off or have gone off rather in Malden. They're going off again in Kennett. Malden is about to be impacted by some, strong winds coming in. Let's see if we get any rotation, little bit of rotation along the line, especially to the north of Piggott, but nothing that, just jumps out at you, and that's because, these are moving so fast, and there's a lot of wind energy with these storms. It's gonna be hard to pick up the rotation unless it's just a very tight rotation, and we're not seeing that right now. There was an unconfirmed, I believe a new weather warning, yes, it was, just issued. We were just talking about that weather warning, or I should say the storms moving into the burning area. This one is for southern Bollinger County, also northwestern Mississippi County, New Madrid County, Stoddard County in southeast Missouri until 7:15 at 6:36. Severe storms were located along the line extending from Advance to near Greenway, moving east at 60 miles an hour. Locations include Sikeston, Dexter, Charleston, Portageville, East Prairie, New Madrid, Bernie, Bloomfield, also Oran, Lilburn, Minor, Benton, Malden, Gideon, Morehouse, Parma, Morley, and Matthews. It'll also be crossing Interstate 57 in Missouri between mile marker 1 and 10 and Interstate 55 in between mile markers 33 and 83. So those are where the, storms are currently right now. So Butler County is now they are they are definitely, or I should say Butler County is now in the clear as we speak. So the main severe threat has now ended in your area in Butler County. The temperatures are going to be falling. Haltom right now, Piggott is getting bad. Yep, so Yeah, so we're looking at Piggott right now. That's where the storm is. It's actually past Piggott, getting very close now. We're gonna zoom in to Malden area for just a moment, Campbell as well, as this is where some, very strong winds are coming in. I'm gonna jump in to the chat room with, Memphis, and let's see what they are saying right now. We've got, a lot of reports here to get to coming in. Let's see here. We are already getting damage reported now in Marmaduke, and that's that storm that is moving right now near Rector. Also getting close now to Kennett. We've got reports of a roof blown off a building outside of Marmaduke. Also, sorry about that. So, we are watching these storms very carefully coming in to the Bootheel. We've got thunder showers right now in Cullin, Vegas area, but the main severe weather threat for those areas is over, and somebody telling me now that the, temperature, thank you, Patricia, I thought that was gonna happen. Alright, we knew that was gonna happen. The, temperatures, I already see sunshine outside my window here where I'm at, and the temperature is dropping rapidly. So, there you go. So right now, we're gonna stay with these weather warnings. We've got tornado warnings for the boot heel. We wanna stay with our friends for the boot heel and make sure that, they know what's coming their way. And hopefully, once these storms get out of here, this will be all over with, and we'll just have some cold weather for a couple of days, and next weekend, back near 80. So, no severe weather next weekend, but at least we will have warm weather by next weekend. Just gotta get through today, and big thank you again to, Sean Mannon, who is updating our warnings and everything, and thank you to Nikki for helping us out with all of our comments, and we've had a bunch of them, and we appreciate we appreciate all the help for sure. It's a team effort. But we're gonna stay with these storms here in the boot heel. I wanna go back into the boot heel for just a minute here. Looking at Okay, so just looking at the information from the Weather Service out of Memphis, I wanna go into we're getting some very strong winds coming into the Campbell area, also Piggott. Malden is gonna be experiencing these as well. Clarkton should be in your safe spot as well. So right now, the worst weather is gonna be stretching from Malden to Campbell, Clarkton, Piggott, down to Kennett. Also, Kennett is gonna be seeing some of that weather here very shortly, and then eventually Hayti and Caruthersville. We're gonna stay with we're gonna stay with the tornado warnings now that are in effect. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning also for Stoddard County. The worst of the weather is gonna be around Bloomfield and south. You're very much welcome. Everybody thanking me, thank you guys for staying with me as well. So from Bloomfield down all the way to about Kennett right now along Highway 25 is where the worst of the weather is. And right now, I would say Boot Heel, especially between Malden and down to Kennett, that is where the worst of the weather is. So far, no confirmed. We don't have anything confirmed in the Boot Heel. We don't have any touchdowns, no confirmations. It's all radar indicated, and the problem is with these storms, the way they are shaping up, they're gonna be rain wrapped and the rotation is not very tight, so it's hard to see on radar. And you heard my dog barking in the garage. I'm not sure what that's about. Sorry about that. If you're a dog barking, I apologize. I've got a brown lab, and she barks at everything. Oh, my son's home, that's what it is. Okay, I was like, I'm not sure why they're barking, but my son just got home, so that's good. So we're gonna stay with you with these storms. We've got them stretching from Bloomfield to Dexter all the way down into the Bootheel. The worst of the weather is south of Highway 60, south of Bloomfield, along Highway 25. If you know somebody in those areas, got a new tornado warning that's just been issued too. This one is gonna stretch This one is gonna be in New Madrid County in southeast Missouri, southwestern Stoddard County in southeast Missouri, and this is gonna be in effect until 7:30 tonight, 6:45. Severe storms are capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage were located near Clarkton or near Kimball. They are moving east at 60 miles an hour. Here are the locations in this storm: Gideon, Parma, and Risco at around 6:50 tonight, so about 4 minutes. Portageville at 6:55, New Madrid, Lilburn, also Marston and Howardsville at around 7 PM. Tallapoosa and North Lilburn is also gonna be impacted by these storms. Interstate 55 between mile markers 33 and 53 is where this new tornado warning is, and that is for these same storms that came out of Butler County, and they have really ramped up. So we've got a lot of tornado warnings now in the Boot Heel that we're gonna stay with you, but if you live in Carter, Ripley, Wayne, Butler counties, your severe weather threat, it is over, and all we're gonna see now is just the temperatures continuing to drop, and that's what we're gonna see. But right now, we have no confirmations of any, tornadoes on the ground. I wanna go to the Paducah cat site here, and I want to see if there's any information on this new tornado warning that's dropped. So far, nothing yet on the new tornado warning for parts of Stoddard County, also for New Madrid County as well. There's tornado warnings up and down this line, also around the Jackson area and Southern Illinois. We'll let the other media stations take care of those. We're gonna focus in right here in southeast Missouri on the southern part. We've got lots of warnings here. So far, no confirmations. We'll go up and down this line. Malden right now, Bernie is getting hammered hard with some hail, some high winds. Also, Malden, Clarkin right now should be in your safe spot. Also getting in to Kennett. So Kennett right now is about to be rocked as well with high winds, also some hail, and possibly some tornadic storms as well. So far, we don't have any confirmations of anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and our severe weather response team, appreciate them and all their hard work here today as well. They went above and beyond. We're gonna watch these storms until we get to the river. Once they cross over the Mississippi River, then we will get off the air. Check and see if we get any let's see if we have any rotation with these storms right now. Go back. Go back to let me get the latest scan here. The problem is maybe a little bit of rotation near the Clarkton area and also just south of Kennett as well, is what we are seeing with the rotation. I've also got some video. We've got pictures now of a funnel cloud that we're going to get up on social media from the Kewland area earlier this evening. So thank you to Craig Metter for showing or giving us that information. We'll get that posted here shortly. That was from the same storm that we're watching right now that is moving in to the southern parts of Stoddard County and New Patrick County. Same storms. See here, trying to get some information to Sean, who is requesting some information. So right now, no major, like no tight rotation that that we are seeing right now. It's just the winds are very impressive, and that's why the Weather Service is issuing these warnings the way they are. We do have confirmation of looks like a wall cloud from Kewland earlier this evening that we'll be posting on social media once we wrap up everything here. Don't wanna get off the air too early, wanna make sure that, we keep this on the air as long as we need to. So right now, in between Malden right now, Clarkton still getting hammered with high winds, also some hail, Kennett as well, and it is moving off toward the areas of Hayti and Caruthersville. Zenith is also getting they are now gonna be on the backside, on the east side of the, major storms. Steele, also Cooter and Holland is coming your direction as we speak. Still getting some, and I wanna go to Stoddard County here because these storms in Stoddard County, they've also ramped up as well. Dexter is getting in on some of those heavy winds as well. Looks like Bloomfield storms are just moving out of the Bloomfield area, Dexter as well, but Bernie's still getting some of that storm activity, and now Malden for sure is in on it. It is heading toward New Madrid near the river, and also we've got our eyes on Kennett, also Hayti, Caruthersville, as those areas are still currently under a tornado warning with this line. Right, so Stockton is the line is moving your direction as well. Someone said the sound went off. Can you still hear me okay on my end, or is it, did my sound go off? Let me know in the comments section if you can still hear everything. We got reports of alright, very good. Okay, so it wasn't me. Thank you very much. Somebody said they wasn't getting sound, so I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was on them. So we're getting some information here. Let me go back to my text messages here and want to get to a new tornado warning that's out of our area into Northwest Tennessee. Weather Service hasn't reissued the tornado warning for Caruthersville. We've got this is new updated information. Thank you so much, Miss Judy. So Butler County has 388 customers now without power. Carter County has 93 customers. Ripley County has 124 customers without power, and Wayne County has 10. That is Ozark border, and that is up to date as of 2 minutes ago. So thank you very much for the information, Miss Judy. Sikeston right now is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, Kennett and those areas in the Boot Heel just getting socked with heavy rain, some high winds. I haven't heard any reports of any kind of damage in those areas. We are still working or still listening or gathering information for the Boot Heel. Got a report now from Deputy Robinson in Wayne County where the temperature went from 64 now down to 46. So it kinda tells you just, how potent this cold front is, and we're gonna get well below freezing coming in tonight. We're gonna get below freezing, no doubt about that. The severe weather threat, it has ended for the majority of the area, with the exception of Stoddard County, also Scott County, Mississippi, New Madrid, Dunklin, Pemiscot. Those areas currently in our area are still under send out, radar rotation near Clark, and let me, pull back in. Well, that would it would have been let's see here, and I can see it. There is some rotation just to the east of Malden now. Definitely some rotation between Malden and Clarkton to the east. Also, another bit right there just north of Highway 412 on the just due north of Hayti, couple of areas of rotation with these storms. So we gotta watch them very carefully as we continue to watch these storms move out of our area. Still a severe thunderstorm warning stretching all the way from Charleston, Benton, down to Bloomfield, Charleston, and then tornado warnings for southern Stoddard, New Madrid, Dunklin, and Pemiscot counties, all under tornado warnings for a few more minutes. These storms are racing off, getting ever so closely now to the river, and once they get into Northeast Arkansas, I appreciate you, Michael, for letting me know that. Absolutely. It seems like every time that we go on the air, we always wind up having multiple storms that we have to follow at one time. It's never just one storm, it's always a whole bunch of them, but that's okay. Getting some reports of some small hail in New Madrid County. Also, we are getting some reports of hail as well that's already went past Kennett. We had reports of a quarter size hail. Still nothing yet when it comes to we don't have any damage reports, but that's some really good news. We have a few power outages we knew we would. Right now, the tornado watches are gonna be coming down for the majority of the area as we continue to see these storms move to the east. Right now, the severe thunderstorm I'm sorry, the tornado watches have been taken down for Ripley and Carter counties, currently still in effect for Wayne and Butler. However, the, warnings are really moving off to the east, so I would assume that we will have tornado watches come down for a lot of Southeast Missouri coming up in the very short term. Getting reports of, snow actually in Springfield, believe it or not. That's crazy. There's a snow squall warning in effect for Springfield. That is bizarre. We've got tornadoes on one side and then snow on the other side, or tornado warnings, I should say. So far, nothing confirmed in the boot heel. That storm has really weakened considerably. Still gonna have some very heavy rain, some high winds. but the tornado threat seems to be really going away in the Bootheel from Kennett down to the Arkansas state line. We'll watch it very carefully. Still could ramp up. It did that, earlier. Remember when it passed southern Butler County, it kinda weakened, and then once it hit Culin, it really ramped up, which caused the tornado warnings that we are seeing now in New Madrid and Stoddard counties. Now Bloomfield and Dexter, your severe weather threat is over. It has now moved out of the area. Sikeston, East Prairie, and Charleston, those areas is still currently under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like somebody was asking about, Jonesboro. Jonesboro, your severe weather threat is over. So Jonesboro, the severe weather threat is over in that area as well. Pretty much the eastern parts of Arkansas and Missouri is currently under the, threat for severe storms. Other than that, weather is improving a lot in those areas. Waiting to see if the Weather Service is going to reissue anything on the storm that's moving out of Kennett toward Caruthersville. Right now, they have not they are talking about that storm right now. Let's see here, go back to Memphis for just a moment. So, it doesn't look like as of right now that they are going to reissue that tornado warning, so that is good news if that continues. They still could ramp up though, so don't wanna let your guard down. But severe thunderstorm warnings stretching all the way from, what, Scott County, Benton, Oran, down toward Charleston, Sikeston. Those areas have a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warnings continuing for just to the west of New Madrid. Let's see if we've got any new rotation here as the storm continues. I think it's more of a high wind. I think you can see winds of about 70 miles an hour with this storm. Yeah, 70 miles an hour with this storm is very possible. And then we're watching the storms in the Boot Hill, and it is starting to, right now, get closer to the Hayti and Caruthersville area. Let's see if we get any rotation with this storm as well, just high winds. The rotation, very broad rotation is possible, to the west of Hayti, Caruthersville, but mainly gonna be a wind threat. This storm is gonna be a wind threat. That's how all these tornado warning storms are right now. They have not reissued the tornado warning toward Caruthersville, which is great news. Hopefully, it is weakened enough to where they won't reissue, and the tornado warning looks like it's been trimmed back a little bit. So let's go ahead and dive into it. At 7:03, this was issued. A severe squall line was capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage located near Risco, near Lilburn, still moving east at 55 miles an hour. By the way, this is for central New Madrid County in southeast Missouri. It's gonna be in New Madrid, Lilburn. It'll be there in Howardsville at around 7:10 That'll be the areas, plus it's gonna be also crossing Interstate 55 between mile markers 33 and 54. So they did continue with this tornado warning. They did cut it back. They did shave off Stoddard County. It is just now for in our area, just New Madrid County, the weather warnings now are in Pemiscot County, tornado warning for Pemiscot County, and it is just on the west side or west of Caruthersville on the west side of the interstate. So those are the 2 storms that we are watching. The, severe weather threat now is over for places like Kennett, also Clarkton, Campbell, Malden. Those areas are currently out of the severe weather threat. Dexter is out of the severe weather threat as well. Dexter, Bloomfield, Bernie, Malden, those areas still gonna see some light rain for a little bit, but, the rain is going to, make its way out of the area too, and then that's when the cold weather is going to start to really factor in. Just looking at, real quickly, looking at Poplar Bluff, or where I'm at here in, the eastern part of Butler County, in Brosley, we're down to 50 right now, so it's dropping rapidly. Northwest wind at 27, it feels like it's 42, so it gives you an idea that once this front moves through, it's gonna drop pretty quick. Dexter is in the clear right now as well, and still looking watching the, weather service out of Memphis, it doesn't appear that they're going to issue they're not going to. They just issued severe thunderstorm warnings is what they did for Hayti and Caruthersville. No new tornado warnings. That's good news as these storms are getting closer now to the river. So we'll stay on the air a few more minutes just to make sure that, it doesn't get out of hand. I don't wanna stop the broadcast and then it ramp back up. I do wanna take a chance here and say thank you to, PB Realty Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, always a proud supporter and sponsor of our weather coverage. We really appreciate them more than they'll ever know. Thank you again to Sean Mannon, who was back at his I'm assuming he was at the studio, maybe not, but he was updating our social media. Thank you to Nikki Paget as well, who I know was at home. She had to take cover, twice actually. So thank you to her for, updating our comments and, doing the best she could to answer all the comments, and I have no idea how many we actually have. I know we have at one point 2,500. I did not get a chance to really monitor that very well because they were coming in so fast. Just making sure now that, nothing creeps up and gets out of hand. Looking at the Weather Service office right now in Memphis and Paducah to make sure that we didn't miss anything, and if we did, we can pass it along to you. So we really got lucky here today. I know that, we're just starting severe weather, season, so I know that we're gonna have, a lot more time together, I know. Good deal. So it stopped raining already in Kennett. So yeah, this is moving pretty quick, and the air temperatures are going to be dropping fast as well. Good news is we don't have any more, we will not have any more, severe weather for at least 10 more days. So that's good. So Kennett right now is on the backside of these severe storms. They are in the clear. The temperatures are going to drop and just gonna give it another minute or 2. I wanna see this storm get over the interstate, and then once we get through the interstate, then we will, probably end the broadcast. I wanna make sure. Is it over for Sikeston? It's actually close, close, Tammy. The worst of it is gonna stay off to your south. The worst winds will definitely be to your south. We also have a confirmation of a funnel cloud that took place earlier in Culin. We're gonna get that posted here shortly. Becca. So I'm not real familiar with, so bear with me. I'm not real familiar with Murray. Let's see where there it is. So this line is heading towards your area in Murray. Right now, there's no warnings, obviously, for your area, but obviously it's gonna be hitting untapped energy, so it's very possible that, these storms could ramp up. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. You're looking at another hour away from, Murray. Hickman first and then Murray, and then Mayfield. So that's gonna be in Kentucky here very shortly. It'll be crossing the river. Right now, the strongest storm in New Madrid, it is getting closer now to Interstate 55, just like in the Bootheel with Carruthersville. There's no tornado warning for that storm anymore. It is just a high wind and heavy rain threat. Campbell, your severe weather threat is over. Minor in Sikeston. Let's see here. Sikeston, you can breathe a sigh of relief. It is Clarkton's in the clear. Sikeston is gonna be in the clear very, very shortly, and so will be New Madrid and Carruthersville. Carruthersville, it is just starting for your area there in Hayti. The good news is it's primarily now a wind threat 60 miles an hour. Clarkton, it is over for you. Puxico is good. Temperatures are gonna be dropping very, very shortly, if not already in those areas. Puxico the same way. I may have already answered that, sorry. Been a very busy day. We got started at around, 3:45 this afternoon, and we've been going ever since. So it's been a very long afternoon. We knew that it would be, but we wanted to make sure that we kept you up to date right here live on KWOC. And a big thank you again to PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, always sponsoring our broadcast. Without them, we could not do what we do. All right, so tornado warning continues. A few more minutes for New Madrid County. It's getting over the interstate right now as we speak, and if there was, which we're not getting any confirmation of anything, it's just gonna be the high winds. Also, we've got it the strongest part of the storm now is just west of Tiptonville. It is getting close now to Carruthersville. Also Hayti areas, those are the areas that are currently gonna be experiencing the, severe weather right now. We're talking heavy rain, we're talking very heavy winds between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and then once the, storms get out of here, that's when the, temperatures will drop, and we've already seen that happen. I know where I'm at, we were at 64, 65 when it started, and we're already down to 50 right now, and that's where I live in the eastern part of, Butler County in Poplar Bluff. We're already down to 47, so Doniphan is at 48 degrees, and the wind chill there is 40, so it is not gonna take long, and it is really gonna drop, so just be prepared for that as well. Now the tornado warning has now been dropped for New Madrid, so that's good news, and all we have left now is just the tornado warning for Pemiscot County and Dunklin, but the severe weather threat in Dunklin County, it is over, and the tornado warning that is still in effect for Pemiscot County, it is now moving out of those areas as well. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for Hayti and Carruthersville. Also, severe thunderstorm warnings for East Prairie, New Madrid as well. That continues. But the primary severe weather threat, it is now ending in southeast Missouri. The heaviest storms still over New Madrid, Hayti, Carruthersville, over Interstate 55. So once again, thank you again for joining us here tonight. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead now and jump off, and thank you again for tuning in, and the good news is we don't have any more severe weather coming in, at least for the next 10 days. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Frankie Castile. God bless you and good night. Stay safe. And I'm sure that before this spring is over, we will be talking very soon again, right here live on today's talk, KWOC. Thanks for watching and good night.